You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
This is Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch.
It's Wilde Touch, isn't it?
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
He is the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are things in Milwaukee?
Things are great. Big win for the Bucks last night. The question I have, and I know Justin Garcia is going to join us later, is that good? I don't know. So I'm going to let you guys play Pick Your Road today.
Ooh, choose your own adventure?
I have two strong thoughts. One about the Oregon-Wisconsin game last night, and one about NBA challenges. You pick, and I will go. Go ahead. You guys tell me which direction you want to take this.
So, Jesse, this is a democracy.
I am locked and loaded and ready to go.
I will say this, because you texted your take on the NBA Challenge program that you've come up with, which is interesting, and I do want to get to it. I don't know what your take on Wisconsin, Oregon.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't hear me do that for
Oregon.
I am. That was a misstep by me.
Oh, wow.
I would like to hear that one because
you agree.
So I think we'll have time for both in this first segment of the show.
Think so.
But
I think this is going to move you into some serious thought.
I would like to hear about your night at the Bucks game and your corresponding thought regarding NBA challenges. That's
okay.
So I've been outvoted.
So you're
1-0.
No, I'm actually leaning towards the Oregon part of it. So if you guys aren't in uniform, I am going to start with that.
This is a democracy, but Jason's electoral votes definitely mean more than mine. You're California, Jason's Ohio, and I'm Rhode Island.
Okay.
In this democracy.
Fair.
That's pretty good.
So I go to the Bucks game last night. Had a great time with a partner and with Scals and some folks. We had really nice game. Win. Again, it's a weird deal because I don't know if we want to win. Like, I'm generally torn. By the way, is it Sims? Is that the
Jericho Sims?
What a stud! I watched him last night. The dude jumps out the gym.
Simsy?
He had some alley-oop dunks and some you were amazed at how high up he gets. And I just keep thinking, I want him to be a tight end in the NFL. He is he moves well. He could be an NFL football player. He's physical. I don't know where his NBA career is going. Obviously, freak show of an athlete, total stud. But we get done with the game, hang out for a little bit, and then I get back to the hotel. Still had time to get ready for the Oregon-Wisconsin hoops game. And I stayed up and watched more of it than I thought I would. And I just kept coming back to Oregon sucks this year at basketball. We're good. We need the Big Ten, the athletic directors, college sports, the presidents, the NCAA. We need to get this thing together. This has to stop. Because the West Coast teams that come out east, they get beat. The Midwest teams that go out west, you lose games you shouldn't. And I know you could say, well, you have to overcome. It's idiotic. The crew teams are flying out to UCLA in the middle of the week. Here's what I'm proposing, and I've said this before, but last night reiterated, this needs to happen. Football breaks off. You want to have this mega conference with UCLA and USC and Oregon and Washington? Great. Everything else goes back to geographical. Men's basketball, women's basketball, crew, track, golf, everything else, it's over. We're not interested in this. Our fans don't want to be up watching at 10 o'clock. The players don't want to go out there and play. I don't think anybody wants to go out there. These guys are out there for a week.
Yeah.
There's school. This isn't spring break. So what are we doing? Nobody cares. Like, the basketball part of this, it goes down to the tournament anyways. If you go back to the original Big Ten and the Pac-12 in everything but football, you're going to be fine. And you're going to be a lot happier. Your athletes are going to be happy. You're going to get better games. We lose by 17 points or whatever it was to Oregon?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. And I'm not into the excuse-making business, but the model is dumb. And you're forcing it on people that it shouldn't be forced upon. And you're forcing it, and it costs more, and none of it makes any sense. It's idiotic. And somebody said, well, a West Coast team's never going to win the Big Ten. I agree. I don't think it's going to happen. USC could put together UNLV's team in 1990, and I don't think they're winning the Big Ten. So it's time. Somebody own up here, figure it out, and say, we're breaking football off with everything else. Football, great. We'll go out to Oregon, play a game, fly home. You got a week in between. You ain't missing 6 days of school. I'm in. But everything else, it's over. We need to stop this foolishness. It's idiotic. What we saw last night, yeah, I'm biased that I think it's ridiculous that we lose to a terrible team the way we did. But that's life. But it's life because it's not fair. And I know that sports and life isn't fair. I tell it to my kids all the time. But in this case, this is idiotic. Break it off. Let's get it back to geographical where it's going to be a lot more interesting. And then we can play. If you want to do these games early, it'll be fun. We play Oregon all the time in the tournament. Now they go do this, and their team can't beat anybody, and they have the same boosters spending the same money that they do in football, and they're at a disadvantage. Nobody's happy. So let's nip this thing and move on, split this thing back up, and let's get back to some common sense college athletics. This needs to be step one in that process. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
So, first of all, as you well know, I could not agree with you more. Great take, concise, direct. Why was this not something that we saw coming?
Everything got rushed. Everything was rushed.
I mean, we said this. I know, said this on this program. I mean, I remember watching the first year that they were in the conference and watching Oregon, Wisconsin women's soccer on the Big Ten network, thinking, I can't believe it. These teams are in the same conference.
Yeah, I watched a crew match at 6 a.m. I didn't, but that's what it would be. How foolish is that? They're on Puget Sound. Wisconsin's rowers aren't ready to go row Puget Sound.
It's a beautiful area, though.
I don't think you're going to win the argument with rowing as your consistent.
Every other sport,
I think rowing is a big part of this,
including basketball, is affected by this. And this was done purely for football reasons, because
100% football.
to your point, it doesn't benefit basketball. It doesn't benefit these basketball teams.
Not even a little bit.
That are trying to put themselves in the best position to get a high seed in the NCAA tournament, which is what all that matters.
I do think the fact that we have completely thrown out the fact that any kid going to school is completely irrelevant, I find that interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be, well, you can't miss that many days of school. Well, you can't. Nobody even talks about that anymore.
They do not.
And because it's a business, and I get it.
So how do you, not to be Barbara Eden and Larry Hagman trying to put the genie back in the bottle, but how do you...
The genie would jump back in that bottle all the time. What are you talking about? She always jumped in that bottle.
Would. Yeah, she would. Yes. I don't know why that's a saying, because apparently she could do that.
Well, Christina Aguilera said you can't. That's, I think, why.
No, I think she said she was a genie in the bottle. Didn't she?
I don't remember.
I'm a genie in a bottle, baby.
Yeah. So how do you... Because you're a solutions guy.
Yeah, I just told you the solution. It's very simple.
No. I understand what your solution is.
Yeah.
How do you institute it? Because why didn't we just do this from the jump?
Because everything got rushed and it was kind of covertly done, because there's obviously a lot of things in play. Now you can just look at it and everybody will agree to this. Everybody will agree to this. And the Big Ten needs to, kind of figure some things out. There'd be a little bit of a rev share. There's some issues that obviously come up, but the Pac-12 just got sued. Now there's only 2 teams left in their conference. You don't think Oregon State and Washington State would be excited to say, all right, we're at least going to get all these teams back? And then everybody's on their own in football, and that drives revenue. But the basketball side of this is still going to be tournament-based.
Sure.
So all of the other stuff, they're just trying to control costs. I mean, everybody wants to offer these opportunities. Those opportunities are going to start dwindling, by the way. We see it already. So it's just common sense.
It is.
Stanford doesn't want to send their crew team out to Virginia Tech on a Tuesday because it costs them a ton of money. It doesn't make any sense.
Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were just talking about the Big Ten. I'm not familiar with all the different crew
matches. Are going to do this. Stanford used to be part of the Pac-12, so the teams that we would be losing in the Big Ten would welcome having the UCLA's and the USC's
Okay, now
back.
I understand.
It wasn't It wasn't that hard of a stretch, Jay.
Hey.
Well, you were being dismissive.
I wasn't. I was being confused.
Do they call them crew matches? Crew meets?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Crew
races,
events?
I believe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Regattas?
It's a regatta. Maybe it's a regatta. I don't know. Could be.
Here's the question that this begs. So the government decides the paying of players will become something that is okay, NIL, et cetera, et cetera. So we have the Wild West with that. We have this feeding frenzy musical chairs game for places in conferences. Can we say that college athletics and your good friends at the National Collegiate Athletic Association have very little ability to do things correctly right from the start? Because we've been dealing with now this realm of college athletics that is messed up beyond all recognition. And not just in the NIL and the transfer portal and everything else, but now you make the best point in terms of actual other athletic pursuits other than football. Why are we incapable of doing it right the first time that now we need to institute not the Marshall Plan, but the Tausch Plan to reconnect all the conferences that were disbanded?
Well,
because I don't see that happening by now.
No, I don't think it will, but it should. And a lot of times when a system is going to blow up like this one is, this is not sustainable. Talk to different folks about their budgeting and how they're going about their business, and this is not going to be sustainable, what is going on. Everybody knows it, but because nobody has stepped up and done anything. So this all came together because nobody was proactive. Everybody was reactive. The NCAA tried to hold on for dear life. Eventually, their claws fell off the bar and they fell in. And now they're treading water out in the ocean like Robert Saleh. And at some point, they're all going to drown if they don't go get a boat and bring some people back in. And when you get on that boat, you probably are thinking, I don't want to go back out in that deep water. Let's maybe solve some problems. And maybe that's what it's going to take. And I think you're starting to see signs of that. You're hearing more and more coaches say this isn't sustainable. This isn't the way this can go. They're leaving. Head coaches are leaving for running back jobs. So, I mean, at some point, yes, there's always going to be somebody that, but it's going to diminish. And I know people that will come back. Football is really popular because it's a great game. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you right now, and I can only speak for Wisconsin, people are getting less and less inclined to get really excited about, they don't know anybody. Right now, I don't think there's very many people that know anyone that's playing for the University of Wisconsin. And spring ball will come and we'll learn, and then we'll start learning more. And by the time we learn, the season's over and it's a reset. So that is a hard model to keep. Then you have unlimited pay and all of this other stuff that goes in. It's not going to be sustainable. So somebody's going to have to solve it. And I think I know this plan has been talked about. Who's going to have the courage to actually go and execute it? Because everybody knows it's the right thing to do. Everybody.
Talked about by people that actually can make a change, or talked about by people like you who are smart and see this and think it's common sense, but can't actually affect that change?
I don't know. That's up to you.
Well, you said it's been talked about. So has it been talked about by people that actually...
I mean, you're an avid reader. There's plenty of articles.
Are you tired today?
What? You're asking me a question. There's plenty of documentation and people writing and talking. Nick Saban has talked about it. Other people you're talking about people of influence and people that can get it done. It is written and been talked about. So, you're coming at me and saying, "Oh, you don't know jack about it." But if somebody else can, my point was there are people in the business that are talking about it, understanding it, and knowing that this isn't sustainable. That's kind of where that comes from. And whether or not somebody can actually execute it, it's a fair question. But, eventually there's too much money at stake for this not to work. But somebody's got to figure it out, because right now there are a lot of people treading way too much water and they can't swim.
Well, I know somebody that can affect change in the window space because she's done it already, and that's Gina Della and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Indeed, in our homes, they need to be ready for just about anything in Wisconsin. You don't know what you're going to get. Snow one day, 65 degrees the next. That's why Pella focuses on quality and durability in everything that they do. Go ahead, book that in-home consultation today, and you will get 0% financing for up to 4 years. That offer ends on the 28th of February, which is right around the corner. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We'll hear about the Bucks game. Bucks win for the 8th time in 10 games, and they're doing it without Giannis. And we will talk to the voice of the Bucks the last couple of games, our friend Justin Garcia, later in the program. Stick around. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Break down all the lines, the locks, and the long shots with a weekly wager.
Yes, we know you made it this far, but you lost the way we told you have to stop losing.
With Josh DiMaggio and Ben Brust.
You were a better team, you had a big lead, and then you did what we saw you do 3 weeks previous?
Tune in Wednesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Home Homer here from ESPN Wisconsin. Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business for 130 years, Horicon Bank has helped Wisconsin businesses grow, doing banking differently since 1896. If you're a local business, that same local approach is part of the Milwaukee business community, bringing decisions closer to you. Financing approved in days, not weeks. Bankers who understand your business. Products built for real cash flow needs. When it comes to commercial lending, Horicon Bank gets the job done. Together, doing good for 130 years.
Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older faster than you should. Yeah, I didn't think so. If you're feeling pain that makes you feel older than you are, there's good news. QC Kinetics patients here in Milwaukee are getting relief, feeling younger, jumping back into life at full speed, and it didn't happen in an operating room. Dr. Caravelli and the team at QC Kinetics and their medical professionals use the latest in regenerative treatments, backed by real science. Treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrate them right where you need relief. Nothing makes it more real than hearing the real stories behind QC Kinetics. Mike is training for a marathon instead of giving up running. Kathy walked around Disney with her grandkids. Alan is back to work, now climbing ladders like no big deal. All real QC Kinetics patients. The sooner you start treatment, the sooner inflammation eases, and the sooner the joint damage slows down. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics and their regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is absolutely free. Give them a call now at 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
We'll get to Tausch's night at the Bucks game, actually next segment, because I've gotten some interesting feedback from a few folks, some in the YouTube comments. I'm guessing Jesse's seen more than a few texts on this. I haven't seen anyone disagree with Tausch. And in large part, that's because he said a very common sense thing. And I still don't believe that college athletics will get its act together to the degree that it needs to be able to institute the idea of everything but football goes back to the way it was. I don't see them as capable of that. I am a doubter when it comes to that. From Doug in the YouTube comments on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, all this conference crap started, in my opinion, when the Big Ten killed the old WCHA. It was a sad day seeing some of those rivalries die. Now, again, I understand college hockey is a niche sport. But he's exactly right, because the Big Ten wanted college hockey as a TV property for their network And so they murdered the WCHA, which, as an old hockey guy who covered the WCHA and the Badgers when Jeff Sauer was the coach, he's right. That's where it began.
So you might be right. I don't know the timeline on it, but where this all started was when the Big East blew up the basketball thing for football. That's when this started. And that, because I can remember the old days where it was Georgetown, Syracuse, and when those schools, and I think Syracuse was one of the original ones, Pitt maybe, where they left and went to the ACC for football.
Yep.
That's what blew this whole
You're
thing
right.
up.
So, but to your point and to what you were arguing earlier, the Big East eventually reformed. Right?
Took a couple years, but yeah.
I mean, it definitely took more than a couple, but Marquette is now among the teams that are in the Big East Conference for basketball. UConn, St. John's, Villanova, Seton Hall, Creighton, DePaul, Providence, Butler, Georgetown, Xavier, and Marquette. So it's not exactly what it was back in the heyday of the Big East and George Thompson John Thompson, George Thompson, Marquette. John Thompson and Patrick Ewing. And I just don't know how long it would take for this idea to come to fruition, because it's the smartest thing to do, and I don't have any faith that college athletics will do the smart thing. That's the way I view it.
Yeah, well, at some point they're going to be forced to. And my argument is, don't wait. You should have learned lessons in all of this, that you can't wait to be forced, because then you're rushed and you can't figure it out. Get a plan, get together, execute it. Someone step up and do it. There's enough smart people that know this is the right thing to do, because how often do we have it where nobody, maybe there'll be somebody that will come up with some argument against what I just said, but that is rare. I mean, sometimes I'm on the wrong side, sometimes I'm on the right side, but in this case, I don't know how anybody can sit here and say it would just be better for everybody, and how that doesn't happen very often.
Jesse,
I was going to read this text from Dave in Verona that I put up during the first segment here. So break the Big Ten into two divisions, the Pac division and the big traditional. And
so
those
a 4-team conference he's going to have.
I think what he's suggesting is essentially you're going to have an Eastern Conference and Western Conference.
Yeah, that doesn't
Big
solve
Ten.
the problem that I just laid out.
And then you could either do division winners for football play in the conference title game, or you have two separate tournaments, then everybody gets together for the basketball tournament.
Yeah, you still got Wisconsin flying out to Washington on a Wednesday. Doesn't make any sense.
Unless you add enough teams where you would have 12 East and 12 West. If you're saying, like, bring back the Pac-12, just bring everybody into the Big Ten.
Or they could just go back to the Pac-12, and then it could be a natural rivalry like the old Rose Bowl days. That would work, too. Because I can assure you this, the Big Ten, the original members, they ain't interested in sharing a ton of money with Washington State and whoever else, Oregon State. They're not.
So you mentioned Stanford in the ACC. Arizona and Arizona State, are they both in the Big 12?
Arizona is. I think Arizona State is, too. That could be.
This is a little Humpty Dumpty, putting it back together again. But again, couldn't agree with you more on this. I just have very few reasons to believe that the people that run college athletics can get. It's kind of like newspapers. I kept holding out hope that smarter people than me would figure out a way to prevent newspapers from dying. And they continue to be unable to do it. And I now see the people that are in charge of college athletics
milk
the same
for
way.
free. Gave away the milk for free.
Right. You're right. Again, pretty common sense-y. That's all you're doing is spouting common sense. And you're right on both counts. I don't get it. All right, I want to hear about the Bucks.
Wagyu. That's what you should have been doing. Instead of giving away the milk for free, sell the Wagyu.
Well,
think about it.
I am. And I'm
okay. Well, keep
confused. thinking. I will. I'll keep thinking about it.
Yeah, think about it, Joe.
Speaking of which, we have not heard from Meat Santa in a while. Got to check in with him.
Santa's back crib. He's chilling. This is his hibernation time.
Okay. Well, Joe Thomas, if you're listening, we need to catch up with you soon. We also need to give away some sweet Iron Jock gear right now.
Jesse, is 118 too much? That's what the Bucks scored last night.
I can handle 118.
118's good. All right. Well, you know what? As a former athlete, I've worn just about every workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel, built to fight sweat, odor, bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you work. From the gym to the pickleball court. I love that ad where you can hear the pickleballs. Pick, 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 pick. Love it. It'll keep you dry, comfortable, and confident. Now through March 8th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock t-shirts and polos with the code SPRING40. Iron Jock helps you look good, feel good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com. We're going to go caller 118. Get yourself a pair of Iron Jock socks, nice hat. That'll be fun. Caller 118 at 844-770-3776 to win. Again, we appreciate our friends over at Iron Jock. They have great gear, and they're going to give you some if you're caller 118.
Caller 118 844-770-3776 844-770-3776. We will hear about Tausch's night at the Bucks game and hear his proposal for replay challenges in the National Basketball Association. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Big news from Carbless. A fan favorite, and one of my favorites, Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack, crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Mark Tausch here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Basketball fans, watch DME Academy on the campus of St. John's in Delafield this Saturday at 4 p.m. See high-flying Wisconsin recruit LaTravian Fenderson, 7-foot Gayton Waffo, and 6'10 Trev Rodemaker. This is elite high school hoops. Youth coaches bring your team to see DME Academy in the last home game of the year, honoring the seniors. This Saturday at 4 p.m. on the beautiful campus of St. John's in Delafield. Free admission for everyone. You will see slam dunks.
Frank Daniels, our Madison goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we'll professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Congratulations to John and Sun Prairie, our Iron Jock winner. And we love our partnership with Iron Jock and being able to give you some of their great gear. All right, old boy. Bucks win. Bucks win. You're there. But you're not sure that's a good thing.
As Bucks fans, I know, Jason, you're not a fan. Jesse, do we want the Bucks to win?
Now I do.
You do?
Yeah. Like beating some decent teams here on this stretch going into the All-Star break coming out of it. I know.
What's his name didn't play.
That's the way the NBA is. I mean, when you're around 500, you might as well get in. And when you have Giannis, this is what we said in the offseason. When you
have Giannis? I didn't. In all fairness, and I was wondering this last night, Giannis, I didn't even see him last night. He wasn't even there.
Wow.
Which I find odd. Like, maybe there's a sickness. It's one thing if you're on the road and you stay back to rehab. During the game, like, I was a little confused by that, too. Like, don't you think he'd be on the bench?
You would think he would be hanging around, but I guess maybe coming out of the All-Star break, if he's rehabbing or whatever, he's away for a little while.
Wasn't the All-Star game 2 weeks ago?
It was a week and a half ago, but if it's up... If his rehab time is...
I understood if there was a WEAC Wednesday and he wanted to go watch Eau Claire play lacrosse, and then I understood if he was going there. But there wasn't even a WEAC Wednesday last night.
A couple of women's semifinals last night around.
Not on our air, though.
No, not on our air. No.
So I don't know. I was torn because I'm watching last night, and it was just a weird game because I didn't know if we should be going for them, if we should want to lose. Like, I don't know where the Bucks are at. And, the scary part is I don't think they know what they want to do. I don't think they have a clue what they want. Right now, it is like, not zombie land, but you don't know. What do we want? I'm always going to say we should win, but by winning, isn't that potentially losing?
So I guess my question back would be showing that you can win without Giannis the way they have. Now, again, they're only, 11-16, so it's not like they're, looking great for the playoffs. Or, I guess they're inching closer to being in the play-in tournament, right? And we can ask JG more about this. But if I'm Giannis, at least there's part of me that, as I'm rehabbing my calf injury and he's missed 13 games now, Jesse? I think so.
I'll double check.
I'm at least encouraged that, hey, maybe we have better players and we have a better chance when I get back than I thought we did. right? Like that's a good vibe,
that has
isn't
to
it?
be the hope, right? I mean, that has to be the hope, but it is. This is the weirdest vibe because you typically, hey, my team's tanking and I want to get a big pick, or I'm going to go try to win a championship. I feel like we couldn't be more limbo-ish.
But then I think you told me, as the NBA draft analyst that you are, that there's basically you got to have a top 4 pick. Right, in this lottery, there's 4 studs that they're saying are in this draft.
That is what people are saying, yes.
And the Bucks got Giannis at what, number 15 or 13, whatever it was, somewhere in the teens.
Yep.
So sometimes lightning strikes, and you manage to get a skinny kid by way of Greece, who ends up being one of the greatest players in NBA history. But is there a huge difference between who they could potentially get if they're one of the unlucky teams in the lottery and they're at 8, 9, 10, and if they make the play-in games and they don't advance in the playoffs and they're wherever that lands them? I'm with you, and I understand you're now not sure about this, but winning is always better, right, for everybody.
Yep.
And these guys, the other guys do matter. And the thing I am learning about the NBA, other than the fact that I don't follow it that closely, is that there's a lot of guys now that don't necessarily have he was the number 1 overall pick in the draft pedigree, that are turning into pretty decent NBA players. Guys that aren't just, if you don't have a top 3 pick and if you didn't get drafted there, you're a role player. You're not, you're hoping someone does what Giannis did and blossoms into a great player. Like, there's a bunch of guys that are doing that in this league right now. Guys that were not high picks. So maybe they develop. And you got guys developing on the Bucks roster right now. For me, as an untrained eye, that's encouraging. But you're right.
I don't feel that way. I just feel like we're in limbo. And until we find out if Giannis is going to be in this for the long haul or if he's not, I don't know if we're going to get any good answers. Because then my other question to people is, when Giannis is healthy, is he going to play? Don't know the answer to that. Didn't see Giannis. Wasn't able to ask him. Didn't ask Thanasis last night. Maybe with Ric Flair can ask him. When he's in his limousine riding.
I would think that Giannis would say he would want to play.
No, it's not about if he wants to. Is he gonna?
Yeah. And that feels like it'd be more of an organizational decision than it would be a Giannis decision based on what he has said.
It feels as if we're in the Twilight Zone. Like, it just feels like there's no clarity at all. Everything is gray. And I don't know if there's a worse place to be in sports than that.
The Bucks are 8-5 in the 13 games since Giannis has been out with injury. So Jason was correct with the number there.
Yeah, and you know what's always great, and what I've always said is that you can win a lot of games in the NBA just on effort, because there was some stuff last night that I'm watching, and I'm thinking, if I'm coaching my 6th grade girls, I'm yelling about effort. Like, there was some stuff last night that you couldn't believe. And now it was just a weird. You have a lot of guys that are. It's like, I don't know how to say this. It's very pickup basketball-y.
Like noon ball at the UW Fieldhouse with Oatsy and Jim Doyle and.
I don't know, Zuss and the boy. No, it's definitely higher quality than that. That's for sure. But. It just, there's a lot of lapses that you kind of are thinking to yourself, I don't remember.
Lapses in effort.
Lapses in just execution and effort. It's just weird. Like, it's a weird, obviously everybody's firing up threes, and that's just the way this goes. That's the NBA right now. But I came out of last night, like I told you going into it, and I was trying to explain that I was intrigued to find out, because obviously Cleveland is a team that I think people have as potential world champions, right? James Harden, They pick him up. Well, that wasn't that team last night. And then on the Milwaukee side of it, I don't know what the hell we're doing. Like, I don't have a clue. And the hard part about that is I'm convinced that I don't know if we, as an organization, I don't know if the Bucks know which way they want to go. And that's a really hard thing to be excited about, if that makes sense.
It does. Our buddy Eric Name has a good story on The Athletic that I was reading this morning. That's why I knew that there had been 13 games that Giannis had missed and what their record was. You are, at least you were, I think you've come back. Ryan Rollins is playing some pretty good basketball for them.
Cam has been good. Our boy
Kevin
Simsy
Porter Jr.
night.
Like, these are not, to my point, not those names, not the flashy all-star names. And maybe that's more proof of your other point, which is these guys are playing hard because they're not as talented as some other. And again, this was not the Cavs team that you would see in a playoff game, if we're being honest. Obviously.
No, there's no way. Nope.
So there are all kinds of factors in this. But again, this goes back to my least favorite argument in the sports commentary space. Well, I would take 9 losing seasons for one championship every 10 years if I was guaranteed that. My pet peeve with that is those 9 years, I don't think people appreciate how long those 9 years would be. And I think if you say that, you should be required to watch or attend all the games. If you're going to really say, I don't care if we lose for 9 years as long as we win a title in the 10th year every year, right now, the vibe that you're talking about, that kind of purgatory that you feel like Bucks fans are stuck in, that's not a fun place to be either. Now, winning 8 out of 10 is a lot better than being where they were back in the 90s with Todd Day and Lee Mayberry, and they were, way below 500 all the time. And to your point about losing to improve your draft status, that does not seem like a fun place for a fan base to be. Rooting for their team to lose so they can get a better player in the draft. And as someone who covers the Packers, I haven't had to cover a team that was in that position in a long time. Even when your team went 4-12 that year, no one saw that coming. We weren't looking for you guys to be bad so you could draft A.J. Hawk 5th overall or whatever it was. We didn't get to your replay improvements, adjustments, change. Don't know what it exactly is. So we'll get to that coming up after you tell us about UW Credit Union.
Well, I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union with their mobile banking app that I met the inventor of it. Awesome. You make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards, checking perks like early payday, you can score your money sooner. Stop by any of UW Credit Union's local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
We will get Tausch's improvement. You view this as an improvement, right?
No,
or is this just a crazy idea?
I think the way I saw fans twirling their fingers last night, I think fans are going to love
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
What's up, everybody? March 27th, go get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be me, Finesse Antetokounmpo, my co-host, Tony C, and Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. It's going to be nice. It's going to be dope. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be an experience, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's basically a party/podcast.
Yeah, we're throwing a party at the Riverside, March 27th, TALiveshow.com. Who's the guest again? Can I get a woo? Woo! With Ric Flair. Can't wait.
See you guys.
Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy.
then a sleep specialist, then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. Over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Commercial payments at Fifth Third Bank combine experience with innovation. Trusted to process more than $17 trillion in payments each year, Fifth Third delivers reliability at scale while continuing to push what's next. Named one of Fortune magazine's most innovative companies, Fifth Third builds secure, efficient, and forward-thinking payment solutions. Because commercial payments require more than consistency. They demand innovation that keeps money moving. That's commercial payments. A Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
At Saturn Lounge, we know if your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform, not just exist. Your storytelling would inspire, not fall flat. Your integrated campaigns would create impact, not excuses. There'd be no refreshing dashboards, no waiting on a report to explain what happened. It's time to generate quality leads and turn them into customers. Let's make it happen with Saturn Lounge, your marketing partner for clear, measurable results. Visit us today at SaturnLounge.com. When marketing works, it shows.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
I believe it was the Police that had the album Ghost in the Machine. Apparently we have some
Steve McQueen collection, or is that different?
Different, but one of the greatest actors ever, Steve McQueen. Shout out to him, R.I.P. I don't know what Jesse's got going on over there. I was alerted by Brett in the YouTube comments that our conversations during commercials were going out over the YouTube stream at one point.
Good. Oh boy.
And then Tausch is in the middle of talking and one of his epic teases, which I actually set him up for instead of giving him a.
No, you didn't get mad.
It was a good tease. Yeah.
And it was a good tease until it was interrupted with Wilde Tausch. We'll be back in a minute.
Apparently, the machine wants us to stay on the clock better, so I guess that's...
Oddly enough, we have been on a record-setting pace of staying on the clock thus far today. All right, Tausch, pay off your tease that was so rudely interrupted by Big Voice Guy. Your addendum, improvement, adjustment to the replay policy in the National Basketball Association?
Well, I thought about this as I was watching the game last night, and ball gets tipped early in the game, and everybody that was sitting down is doing the whole challenge it, and you only get one challenge, which I think is, I understand, because you don't want every play would get challenged, and every player always thinks every play is a foul. So here's what I recommend. Fans love this. Fans want to be involved. Fans want to they love seeing challenges. Tennis, when you watch tennis, they always loved when they could watch and see the ball. It just missed the line. Oh, and then everybody cheers. Everybody's excited because they want to get it right. I don't want it just to be one challenge. What I want to have happen is if Jericho Sims thinks a ball got tipped or he is convinced he didn't foul whomever, Allen last night, I want the player gets a challenge. Every player gets one challenge. And if they're wrong, they have to sit out 10 minutes. So if...
Wait a minute.
Yep.
The original version of this, you had them sitting out 5 minutes, if I read your text correctly.
It needs to be more punitive.
Okay.
And they only get one a game. Nobody can challenge in lieu of. Like you can't have Bobby Portis say, I don't think Simsy fouled him. Nope. It's got to be the person. And if the ball goes out of bounds and you say, no, it didn't never hit my hand, challenge. You're wrong. You're out for 10 minutes. I think this will add a nice little more flavor to the game. I think fans like it. It's going to be quick. It'll be expeditious. And there's some little skin in the game. Instead of everybody always wanting to review everything. We saw Gardo, I think, challenge something within the first 30 seconds of the game last night. The player should do that, and if he misses, now their games are a little bit shorter, right? It's 40 to 48 minutes, if my memory is correct. So
indeed, sir. Correctamundo,
so
yeah.
7 minutes as a college player, or 5, however you want to kind of figure that out. And I'm open to, but it has to be at a minimum of 5, and I think a maximum of 10 minutes, that if you get your challenge wrong, you are out of the game for that period of time. What do you guys think?
Again, I think it's a great idea. I do have one bone to pick with it.
All right.
Do you think that replay challenges are, in the NBA, expeditious? They don't seem like they're that quick.
Well, a lot of times people are waiting around to see, and they don't challenge much. They're looking around, and going to a lot of Badger games this year, you're always Gardo's kind of looking over, and I don't know if it's Krabby or somebody's over there with that iPad, and it's
right.
I don't know if their Wi-Fi's good. I don't know all that.
They're Connor Lewis, if you will.
Exactly. I don't know what that even means. But in this respect, it can be done quickly. And you can say, nope, the ball hit your hand, Simsy, you're out 10 minutes. You put him in a penalty box. You put him in a box. You put him in a corner. And
maybe.
That's what you do.
Connor Lewis is the guy that Matt LaFleur is always raving about because he's so good at letting him know if he should challenge something or not.
I would disagree with that.
No. I believe he has admitted on multiple occasions that he has challenged things when Connor Lewis has not told him to challenge things, and it has not gone well for him.
Well, then Connor Lewis isn't doing his job.
Okay. No. The coach gets emotional and throws his challenge flag and overrules what Connor Lewis is trying to do. So that's Matt LaFleur. That's on Matt LaFleur, isn't it? If he challenges something,
it's on Matt LaFleur, yeah, for sure. But it's also on Connor Lewis. That's his department.
So you've long had focus groups for your ideas. You were with Greg Scalzo last night at the Bucks game.
Yeah, I didn't bring that up though.
It came to you afterward.
I did not have. This is my focus group. This show is my focus group. I want feedback from our fans. Is this a fun idea? Because I am convinced, I've seen enough games now. Fans love replays. They want the call to be right. They don't want to feel like they got slighted.
Okay.
And players really feel that way.
And they don't mind the delays.
And I'm also all right in football, and I don't want to get into. I'm going to leave football out of this for today. We can go down that rabbit hole when the league decides they're going to let the replay people throw flags from New York to Green Bay. Like I find that absurd, and I hope that never happens. But in this case,
it's going to.
You feel like you didn't foul somebody. You feel like the ball didn't. You only get one per player, and it has to be directly. It can't be an adjacent deal. It can't be, I'm going to put Frankie in there. I'm going to put guard's kid in there, and I'm going to let him challenge a foul on Blackwell. Like that, we're not doing that.
Sure. Yeah, that's very smart.
Okay.
Addendum for you. It has to. The player challenging has to be involved in the play.
Correct. And that's what I want to see happen.
Okay, you can chime in on Tausch's idea, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. You can do that on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Less is more. I'm going to chime in and tell you about what Steinhafels is going on right now. And I tell you this pretty much every Thursday because it's so important to get your rest. Sometimes you get examples of that on the program. Important to get your rest. Puts you in a better mood, makes you happy, makes you more pleasant to deal with.
Why'd you get some sleep last night then? Why do you have to come in there all cranky?
Getting a good night's rest is so important. People who are at their best get their beauty rest. And right now at Steinhafels, you can test rest a Beauty Rest Black mattress, and you could win a dream vacation to Hawaii. Queen Beauty Rest mattresses start at just $42 a month with Steinhafels 60-month financing. Plus, get a free foundation or upgrade to a king adjustable base and save $500 instantly. Don't overpay for a great night's sleep because I'll tell you this from personal experience. Great night's sleeps are priceless. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
Replay review is going to throw a flag for targeting on that, Reed.
That's a pretty good line, Jesse. I like that. The 10 o'clock hour starts in a remarkable 2 minutes, actually close to the top of the hour. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tosher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LEAD25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LEAD25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LEAD25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch. Starting before 10:15. What do you know? Begins now. And it begins with a debate that I was worried was going to get heated this morning.
Talking about urinal cakes? I saw you were talking about urinal cakes earlier.
So if you, we can go there first if you'd like. And I'm being told by multiple people on social media that this is the work of the owner of the Chicago Bears, and I don't mean Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, lows.
So apparently, so Adam Johns, who is one of the many really good reporters that cover the Bears, is at the NFL Scouting Combine, and he's at that famous steakhouse that has the very, very spicy, and in my opinion, somewhat overrated because it's so spicy, shrimp cocktails, for those of you that are familiar. Usually out of my price range, but I've been there once or twice. And apparently, some individual, I don't want to use any pejorative terms, is going around town, according to Adam, and dropping Green Bay Packers logoed, like, this isn't a urinal cake. This is like a, I don't know, is it reducing the spray back? I'm not sure what those do. They've got all the little holes in it that they put at the bottom of the urinal, for those of you familiar.
Are urinal cakes still a thing?
That's a great question.
Oh,
I have not seen one in a while.
We got really good smelling ones here in the studio, in the office here, where our studio
Jesse's
is.
snacking on them.
One of my greatest contributions as a student at Bradley University was asking the custodians at the arena, where they had great mint-smelling ones, if we could get a stash to bring back to our fraternity house to put in our bathrooms to make them smell better. Game changer. Thank you.
That is quite the college claim to fame.
Yep. That was one of my greatest contributions.
Upgrading my fraternity's urinal cakes.
You were in a frat house?
I was, yeah.
What kind of frat were you in?
Pi Kappa Phi fraternity.
Did you have a lot of mixers?
I made some great friends who I am still great friends with today.
How many tier 1 friends do you have from the frat house?
One of the best men in my wedding, and 2 of the 6 who stood were members of the fraternity with me. Yeah.
But what was the hazing process like?
Our fraternity, I can confidently say, did not have a hazing process, because there's no way I would have stuck around if that was going on.
What was like the weirdest thing they had you do?
Well, I mean,
order urinal cakes.
There's like a membership quiz you take, where it's like you have to know the fraternity, so you have to like
a quiz.
Yeah, you have to like know the history.
That's why Jesse
of it
loves trivia so much.
Yeah, it's part of it. Sure. Yeah.
Did you have a corresponding
have we really
sorority?
Never covered in the?
Is there a secret handshake that you boys have?
Now, we have just to be clear before we continue down this road. This has never come up. In all the years you've produced this program? Never.
I legitimately can't think of, besides Wilde, I can't think of anyone else on earth that I would think less would be in a frat house than you. No offense to either of you.
Yeah, I guess. So I would say this, as I've
Are you doing like beer bongs down to three decks?
3-story beer bongs like Tausch used to do.
So there is a very clear stereotype, as evidenced by the questioning here, of what fraternities are portrayed
what is a fraternity to you? Like, what is it? Oh, it's a
What is the stereotype?
That we sit around and talk about urinal cakes.
So where I went to college at Bradley University, it's a campus of about 6,000 students at the time, at least. I don't know what it is today. There were 14 fraternities and 7 sororities during my tenure there. I don't know if that's changed since. But basically, there's a lot of commuters that come to and from the school that live in the area, and then there's a bunch of people who come from other places around the state of Illinois or around the region of the Midwest. And if you want to be involved in a lot of things on campus, softball teams and extracurriculars, like basically being in a fraternity is your gateway to doing
at Bradley, you have to be in a sorority or a frat?
There are not a lot of like dorm floor softball teams. Basically, when and I learned this my freshman year because I umpired for the rec softball, and all the teams were fraternities or sororities.
Wait, weren't you playing second base to get ready for your debut with the Mallards?
I later on I did, because then I joined a fraternity and then we made a softball team. But that was the way that it was kind of set up. So it was clear to me pretty early my freshman year, if you really wanted to be involved in stuff.
Did you have to be in a frat to bowl?
No, I didn't bowl in college. That was only through high school. By the way, 2 weeks away from the high school bowling state championships in Wausau. So at Bradley, it's definitely a different experience than it is, I think, a lot of other places. I've learned that about a lot of my friends who've gone to other schools. So are you saying
that Bradley's frats are more nerdy?
Yes.
Okay. Now things are starting to track.
I'd say that I think there's this stereotype about fraternities that
Revenge of the Nerds.
Sure, yeah, or how they're portrayed in movies and how they're portrayed in television, and the only ways that you ever hear about them on the news. But there are a lot of philanthropic things that they do. It's a great vessel of making friends that you remain close with for the rest of your life. And that's been my experience with it, with no hazing or beer bongs or anything of that like.
So you did. So I'm glad you made friends, and I'm glad you played softball.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm glad that enriched your college experience. Are there some fraternities that are a little more, shall we say, stereotypical?
Are you saying at the college that I went to?
Yes. No, I'm aware at, say, the University of Wisconsin, there are some fraternities that you would say follow the stereotype.
There was a news story last week. There was one group at Iowa that got in some trouble for some weird stuff. At Bradley, I don't think we ever had any issues like that. No. I think almost all of them were
nerdy like yours.
They were what's the word I'm looking for? Well managed by the campus overseers of everything, and everyone understood the rules. And
I just think it's really exclusionary that you can't play softball unless you're in a frat.
No, it's not saying you. The way
that doesn't seem fair to me.
It's not. There wasn't a rule you have to be in.
So if I love softball, I have to go join Beta, Sega, whatever.
I wanted to play softball, and I realized when I asked people, "Hey, you guys want to make a softball?" No, I'm good. I'd rather play video games. No, I'm good. I got class.
Wait, was this in the fraternity, or was this outside?
This was in the dorm floor. But once you join the fraternity, it opens up more opportunity. Oh yeah, we can get 10 guys together to go play softball on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock or whatever, 10 p.m. tip, out in Oregon, whatever it would be. So yeah.
Fascinating.
Any other questions at this time about my fraternity experience? Now,
so are you in charge of Are you in charge of the urinal cakes now at the ESPN Madison Everlight Solar
I am not,
Studios?
But I did. I do have an appreciation for the urinal cakes because I worked at the on-campus arena, and they always had such good-smelling bathrooms. And I always thought, what's the difference? Why are these smelling so good? And how come ours smells like poo at the fraternity house? And I realized it's because of the urinal cakes. And so I made friends with the custodians. I said, hey, you guys think you could snag me a few of those mint urinal cakes? And we took them back, and it was a game changer. Everybody loved them. Smelled great.
So I did not have urinal cakes on my bingo card for today's program, or Jesse's extensive experience with the Greek system at Bradley University, but here we are.
I think it's really rude that you can't play softball without being a frat guy.
I think you're hung up on one point, and I think you're missing the point.
You joined a frat to play softball.
That was it became clear to me, I will say this one last time, it became clear to me early my freshman year that if you wanted to be involved on campus and being part of extracurriculars,
the Greek system is critical.
That was the best way to get involved in doing a bunch of philanthropic events. And
I just think that the softball leagues there should be more inclusionary. That's all I'm saying. But all of the other stuff, I get what you're saying. I don't love the fact that softball leagues are so exclusionary in Bradley.
Okay, thank you. I'll relay that to the people that need to know.
Please reach out to the chancellor. So this all started, this rabbit hole of Jesse's exclusionary Greek system softball teams, with Adam John's post of a John, the bathroom at a steakhouse with I don't know what this is, a guard? I don't know what you call this, but it's in the urinal at the bottom, not a cake. It's got holes in it, reduce the spray, whatever it is. And it's got a Packers logo on it. And Adam says that's the second time he's seen one around town in Indianapolis. So I reshared this. I thought it was interesting. I sent it to you guys. It was, okay, somebody's going around doing this. I made a joke about, I can't believe Ben Johnson has the time during the scouting combine to be dropping these in urinals. And I had multiple Bears fans who like the show despite being Bears fans. Some of them are in the YouTube comments from time to time as well. Tell me that George McCaskey has said on the record, much like Quay Walker saying on the record that he had an offer from the Packers on the table early in the season, that George McCaskey said he drops these in urinals in various places around town and apparently also in Indianapolis as kind of his way of, getting after the Packers. The owner of the team. This feels like something that is a fun little deal, but odd for an owner to do. That was the way I viewed it.
Well, I disagree. I think it's fun. I'm glad he does it. Everybody will critique owners as being up in their perches, on their jets and in their yachts and all the other stuff. I think fans love. Like, if I was a Bears fan, I would love that.
Yeah.
And if I'm a Packers fan, as I am, I'm thinking, man, you guys just can't get us out of your head. You can't get us out of your bathrooms. Like, you just can't stop thinking about us.
So that was one of the responses I got from a Packers fan, is that this proves that we're in their heads.
Like, it's crazy to me that that's the case. But does he carry it around in a briefcase and then just slap it out there before he goes wee-wee? Like, how does this go? Does he just drop them and then go, or does he actually pee on it to make sure it works?
Exactly. These are all questions for George McCaskey that we're going to need Waddle and Sylvie to get to the bottom of, so to speak.
I guarantee you Sylvie loves that. He loves peeing on the G&G. Loves it. And then, does he, as the owner, does he have to get trademarked? Because you can't. I didn't see it. Did they have the trademark G on it?
So I didn't. I can zoom in on the photo to take a closer look. It is very clear, has the Packers G logo on it. That much is very clear. I don't know if I can see the little trademark stamp next to the
It's actually,
G.
This is a good moneymaker for the NFL.
I do not see the trademark or the copyright logo next to the Packers G.
Because you're starting to see more and more businesses taking on advertising above urinals.
Yeah, seen that. Mm-hmm.
You might as well go where people, put it right down there. Put it in there. And then, I don't remember what movie it was. You could put them on the backs of when you're in a stall. You could put that there. But this is, when you envisioned saying that you wanted Caleb Williams to be great and that this rivalry to get restored.
I did.
This is the stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jason.
Now,
you're welcome.
Did you realize that Bears fans were going to be as impervious as they are?
They're douchey,
yeah, you should have known, because they have been
that's on me.
Beaten into the dirt for a long time. And when people rise up, they're going to let you hear and see and feel how they felt. And that's what's happened this offseason. I told you prior to that wild card game, it's going to be a long offseason in this relationship if the Bears win. And it certainly has been. And now they're talking about picking up Trent Williams because their left tackle blew his knee out. This rivalry's here. And I don't think it's going anywhere. And I don't know how Matt LaFleur is going to approach the relationship here. I would say lean into it, but I don't know if that's the road he wants to go down.
So that's actually my follow-up question to this, is how, because, look, we saw this earlier in the week. Jesse, I don't know, I know you're a huge fan of Mike Florio like we are, but apparently Ben Johnson was telling him earlier in the week that this is how it should be. There should be a hatred.
Yeah.
And that he is ratcheting it up.
Really
and
cringy exchange between those two. I don't know if you heard that.
Well, it's a combination of who could hate Green Bay more.
Bizarre.
Yeah. But I am curious.
And I wonder why Green Bay people ever go on his show. Like, that's the part I don't understand.
Do they? Do many of them?
Oh, yeah, they do. Go ahead.
So I'm curious, how do we want to see Matt LaFleur counterbalance this now? How do we want to see him behave now that it is clear that not just through urinals, but through everything, these guys are all in?
Jason, did Matt LaFleur get punked after that playoff game?
On the handshake or on the F the Packers or
you name it.
Yeah, I mean the other guy's a dink. He's a jerk, and Matt LaFleur has not shown jerky behavior, and so
at this
point,
asked, though, did he get punked?
I understand, but
Okay.
I guess what I'm saying is that, like, do you get down in the mud and wrestle with the guy, or do you just continue to be the person you are and say, look, I'm not going to do this? Because I'm sure fans want him to, right? Fans want him to get in the slop and do the same type of stuff back to...
No, fans don't want him to get punked.
Right,
I don't think nobody's
but if you
asking
get
him to go ahead and punch Ben Johnson in the face. There'd be plenty of fans that probably would like that, but you're not interested. I am not doing anything with Ben Johnson. Like, so I ask you, did he get punked?
All right, let's do this next, because I'm trying to understand. I guess I don't know what punked means properly. So
you know what punked means.
I could attend a punked webinar, or more importantly, I could learn how to be smarter with my money with a webinar from Antics Wealth Management and Dr. J and Old T the next time they're hosting one of those.
Well, if you want to learn more, there's tax season coming. There's all kinds of things that you need to know about. It's the beginning of the year. You have, do I want to put my contributions in 401k wise? You know what a ketchup contribution is? No, not the condiment, not ketchup or cat soup, but ketchup. Basically, it's a way for people over 50 to exceed their limits on retirement savings. Well, the rules for catch-up contributions, they've changed in this calendar year of 2026. So if you're planning on using that strategy this year and you don't really know what you're doing, get caught up. You know who can help you? The people at Annex Wealth Management. They're experts in all, and it can help you plot out your strategy for your long-term and short-term financial goals. So if you want to make sure you're still on target with all your future plans, visit annexwealth.com and go ahead and click that Get Started button to get started on your new era of financial security.
Okay, I'm not being obtuse. When Tausch says, did Matt LaFleur get punked? What does that mean? I want somebody to help me understand it so I can answer his question accurately. Because I don't think I really understand it. I think of the hidden camera show Punked. That's what I think of when I think of Punked. And I know that's not what you mean. And how do you want Matt LaFleur to respond to the way Ben Johnson acts? We'll talk about it next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Parents can expect to use 2,500 to 3,000 diapers in a baby's first year. The Milwaukee Diaper Mission has distributed over 1.4 million diapers and other supplies for families just last year alone. This is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. Join me for WTMJ Cares, Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. You can be part of it. Text BABY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, to support our WTMJ Cares effort.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show, presented by Old Fashioned Golf, is back at the Mosh Performance Center in Franklin, March 13th through the 15th. The show has been reimagined with a simple goal: turn it into Wisconsin's ultimate golf party. That's why Vibes Golf Club, a group of golf-loving former Badger football players, including Melvin Gordon, will be at the show all 3 days. Plus, Bridgestone will be doing some ball fittings, and Carl's Place will be powering Simulator Alley. To learn more, log on to GreaterMilwaukeeGolfShow.com.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community, and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers trained to keep the power flowing, engines running, and in every other trade needed to accomplish the mission. These soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I'm so glad that we found our way to this topic, because after I saw that clip of Ben Johnson with your guy Florio, and then we had a bunch of other stuff going on this week, and we never really got to it. So I'm glad that the urinal cakes at Jesse's Fraternity led us here. 844-770-3776. The question Tausch asked me was, did Matt LaFleur get punked by Ben Johnson? His football team got beat by Ben Johnson and the Bears twice in like a month span. In a regular season game where they were up 16-6 at the 2-minute warning and found a way to lose in overtime, and then a playoff game in which they had a 21-3 lead and ended up losing and giving up 25 fourth quarter points.
Just another reference point, and I said this earlier this offseason. There was an intensity gap. The Bears, fan-wise, organizationally, probably player-wise, I do believe that the amount of beatdown that they had and their pride and Ben Johnson stoking that fire, they had more intensity this year in this rivalry. I hope that is not the case next year.
So, a couple things, and we got a couple of calls already. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. So, Jesse, I know it's awkward and cringy, but do you have that Florio-Ben Johnson exchange?
I do. I was filling in hosting Jim, Matt, and Molly the other day with Rutledge, and we played it there. And I thought,
speaking of cringy,
was hoping I'd never have to hear it again, but here it is from Pro Football Talk.
Watch any Seinfeld growing up?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Well, because I'm going to ask you a question the way Jerry Seinfeld would. What is the deal with the Packers?
Who likes the Packers?
How much of that is leaning fully into your job as Bears coach, and how much of it is how you truly feel?
Yeah, I mean, the Bears and the Packers, they should not like each other. I think it's as simple as that, and I think that's going to make this rivalry, this game, something that people are going to watch here going forward.
Have you talked to Matt LaFleur at all? Because I feel like he gets confused. Like, what did I do? Do you have any relationship with him? Have you heard from him? Has he called you up and he said, what's the deal? Like anything like that?
No, we don't talk.
Okay. Do you want it that way?
I'm good with it.
Has he tried to reach out to you?
No.
Was that on like 5x speed?
No, that is standard speed.
No way that's standard.
That's how Florio talks.
And first of all, if you're going to do a Seinfeld, you got to do the impression. This isn't doing John Madden. It's, what's the deal with the Packers? It's not, what's the deal with the Packers? God, that was bad.
Okay, I don't want to lose sight of that because
what is the deal with the Packers?
What is the deal with the Packers? No, what's the deal with the... If you want to
why don't they call it round
aficionado, do the Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld, imitating Jerry Seinfeld is not difficult. He raises his voice and gets nasally at the top of his deal. What's the deal? No, what's the deal with?
What is the deal with the Packers?
That was Cringe City, USA, those two Packer haters. Cringy.
What is the deal with the Packers?
What's the deal? What's the deal?
Okay, I don't want to get lost in the sauce of the Seinfeld imitation. Because
what is the deal with the Packers?
That sounded like Wilde doing his Ric Flair, if I'm being honest.
Who's better?
Let's do a comp. Put that out and see whose impression is better. Limousine, riding, butter, crying.
What is the deal with the Packers?
Whoa. What's the deal with the Packers? All right, go ahead, Jason. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. What's the deal with the Packers and the Bears and Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur? First of all, I remember a story.
Is Ben Johnson doing that same thing if Dan Campbell is the head coach of the Packers? You know he's not.
No, probably not. But
or Mike Vrabel.
Right, but I don't think Ben Johnson is also all that convincing. He feels like
but he feels like he can be. That's what's bothersome.
Yeah, I get it. I am not the ideal candidate for this discussion because I am not a fan per se, but I don't like douchey people, and he clearly is one. And I know
not to Bears fans, he's not douchey. And by the way, Florio is looking at it like he's a king. So I don't know. I think Packer fans think he's douchey. I don't think people think he's douchey.
Bears fans are lapping it up. They're loving every minute of it.
Mm-hmm.
It feels to me like someone who is feeling himself right now. Matt LaFleur was 11-0 against the Bears. Do I think that this has ratcheted up and made it more personal for Matt LaFleur?
It better.
I do.
Yes.
Do I think that you should stop being who you are and get down in the mud with Ben Johnson and start shouting in the locker room, F the Bears, and do other things that aren't authentic to you? I do not. The best way to shut him up is to win the damn football games, which, by the way, the two games that he's able to hold over you are both games that your team should have won. Both of them. You were in control of both of them until you weren't.
Nobody cares, though.
I understand, but do you want him to change who he is?
No.
To match this guy?
I don't.
I wouldn't. Look, Matt LaFleur is much better looking than me. We all know that. But in terms of being soft, I'm the same way. I'd rather be kind to someone than be a jerk. And right now, this is the way that Ben Johnson has chosen to go, and it's working for him. But I'm not going to stand here and tell
What is
Matt
that old
LaFleur,
saying? Don't mistake my kindness for weakness.
That's a great line.
And I think in this case, if you want to say that Matt LaFleur is being kind,
I don't think he's being kind.
Well, what is he being?
I was talking about me personally. I would say that in Matt LaFleur's case, he is trying to be high road above the fray guy. Right? Doesn't really, and Jordan Love's the same way, right? Mm-hmm. Jordan Love was getting questions about Ben Johnson. Jordan Love was getting questions about Austin Booker's hit. He just doesn't answer them.
Let me ask you something. Is there a more emotional game than football?
Not off the top of my head, no.
No, there's not. And I think, and I've said this, I think we need to recalibrate, because you said, well, we've beaten the Bears all this time. That was with a different operation. The Bears have gotten better.
Operation. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, even ours. Like, Aaron Rodgers is a lot different personality-wise than Jordan Love. Some like it, some don't. And like when we were talking about Jordan not having anything really to say, I wasn't sitting here saying he should be spitting blood, but I also don't want him to act like it's a nothing burger. Like, there can be an in-between. And this rivalry is heated. Whether we like it or not, it's heated now.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And we can sit and act like it's not and put our head in the sand. Well, we're going to do what we do. Well, we do what we did, and we lost 2 out of 3 times to him. That ain't good enough. So, yeah, we don't need to be throwing urinal cakes in steakhouses in Chicago. We don't need to do that. But I ain't going to lie to you, I ain't going to be mad if we do. And I'm not going to be mad if our fans ask from our players to say, it means a lot to us. And I know it does. I know it means a lot. But actions are nice, too. I don't want my coach, after just a gut punch of a loss, to get handled the way he did. And I don't know. I don't want him punching him in the face, but I certainly don't want him just sitting there either. And I don't know if the answer is don't do anything, because he doesn't want a relationship. You don't. There should be a respect that goes between coaches. There is with quarterbacks. I always love when the quarterbacks go dap each other, because they know how hard this job is. Coaches do too. And when you get disrespected, you don't have to just take it. So
what do we want? First of all, were you playing this story for some reason has always
and Forrest Gregg punched it or got out? No, I wasn't.
No,
but I loved it.
Were you playing when Tommy Harris had Rodgers wrapped up and he could have easily torqued him to the ground and caught? Do you remember this story? This has always stuck out to me, but I don't remember what year it was. And he held Rodgers up to keep him from suffering a knee injury. I feel like you can have a heated rivalry and really want to beat the other team without being hateful. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I vividly remember this. I will look it up during the commercial break. But I remember Rodgers talking about it.
We don't understand on this, and this is because we've been in it for so long, and you've 30 years of it, and so much of it's been dominated by the Favre, Rodgers, and up until last season, Love. I don't think we understand the amount of pent-up frustration that Bears fans have. And their players feel that. I don't know if we can't sit and just think that it's status quo from before, because it's not. And I don't know if that's an organizational thing. I don't know however you want to approach it. But I'm telling you, I've told you this, 100 times. First Packer-Bear game I played, it was Mike Sherman's first. He had Fuzzy Thurston come in. He had other guys come in and talk about the rivalry. Now, we hadn't had the run of dominance. It was, Favre, 92, 93, pretty good dominant run against that Bears group. But that rivalry was still rolling. And then Urlacher comes, and we have those great battles. We better be prepared for that. And for us to sit and act like that's not the case, I hope it is. I hope that this was a blip. Something tells me it's not. And intensity in football and emotion plays a part. Execution and players, and that always matters more. No argument from me. But it does feel like even now they're basking in their glow. Maybe we're just building up, and then we're going to unleash, because I would bet dollars to donuts we're going to be playing the Chicago Bears Sunday or Monday night to open this season.
I would agree with that. All right, I found the story. We'll talk about that. We're getting calls that are starting to stack up. 844-770-3776.
So did we end up we still need to get clarification for you on the punked?
Yeah. So we'll get to those calls coming up. I don't have time to have fun with this like we have throughout the week, so I'm just going to tell you that Thanalysis Live is coming to the
Let's go.
Riverside Theater on March 27th, and Ric Flair is going to be the very special guest. Thanasis Antetokounmpo hosts Thanalysis Live with the WWE Hall of Famer and global icon himself. This isn't a cameo. This isn't some 5-minute interview. This is a full live show, high energy, unfiltered storytelling, behind-the-scenes moments you've never heard about. And if you know Thanasis, you know he is bringing the juice. The energy, the laughs, the surprises. And when Ric Flair grabs a microphone, you know that anything can happen. Tickets are limited, so do not wait. Lock in yours now at taliveshow.com. That's taliveshow.com. Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater, presented by Grubel Offices and Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Woo! More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And from now through March 8th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock t-shirts and polos with the code SPRING40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Make your fitness goals last with Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country with 5 locations in the Milwaukee area. At Johnson Fitness and Wellness, you'll find top-rated treadmills, strength equipment, ellipticals, bikes, and more, all guided by certified fitness experts who match the right equipment to your goals, space, and budget. And with white glove delivery and installation, plus flexible financing options, you can build your home gym with confidence. Visit one of their stores today or online at johnsonfitness.com.
This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is sharing the love with $300 off during our Valentine's sale. Now through February 28th only. It's the perfect time to fall in love with the result-getting Milwaukee Weight Loss program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. Whether you want to look great for Valentine's Day, an upcoming event, or just for you can start losing those unwanted pounds right now. No more losing weight and gaining it back. This program helps you keep the weight off for good. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Josh DiMaggio here, and I have already lost 15 pounds since I started this journey in mid-January, and now it's your time to show yourself some love with $300 off. But hurry, this Valentine's sale ends February 28th. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. Call 262-235-3980 now for your free consultation. That's 262-235-3980 or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, it's all about the NBA trade deadline with Marcus and Chris. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video. Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
To your calls on the Carbless Talk and text line 844-770-3776. I see we've got a couple of Bears fans lined up as well. 844-770-3776. Is Matt LaFleur being punked, embarrassed, disrespected, bullied by Ben Johnson? How do you want him to respond? And how is this affecting your view of the Packers-Bears rivalry? And it all began with Jesse being in a fraternity and getting mint-flavored urinal cakes from the custodial staff at the arena on Bradley's campus.
Why mint?
It's a great question.
It was a potent enough smell that...
what about evergreen?
Well, Tausch doesn't like mint, you know.
I don't like mint.
Well, the mint flavor smell was delightful.
I would think you wouldn't want what you'd put in your mouth to be a urinal deal.
It helped.
It doesn't add up.
It was a strong enough scent that it helped overcome the other smells.
Sure.
Prevalent.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
Three.
I prefer sandalwood, teakwood. Yeah. Let's.
What if we put some of that silver ion technology that Iron Jock's got? Put that in there.
I don't know if even that could save the fraternity house in 2012.
Let's go to the phones. Let's start with Ron in Rome, who I am fairly confident has never been punked. Ron, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, hi. This is a very interesting subject, actually. I'm going to turn 70 later this month, and I grew up in Brooklyn. And at that time, ball busting was an art. And when you ball busted, it was a lot of fun. But there was always a line you didn't want to cross, because if you cross the line, you might be in a fight. So being punked is when someone repeatedly crosses the line and you don't do anything. And that's kind of what happened to Matt LaFleur. But I don't want him getting down in the dirt with Ben Johnson, because when you wrestle with a pig, you both get dirty, and the pig likes it.
Amen to that. Right, nailed him.
Is to kick the Bears' butt which I'm a little concerned about when we have a GM who's talking about how good our cornerback room is and how good our Rashawn Gary is. And I hope that's all a fake act, because I think the Packers have a lot of problems, and the Bears are going to continue to give us problems because they are, at a higher intensity level. And that's really been a problem with the Packers for a long time. I'm a gold package holder, and I was all excited when we got all the division games. We lost every one. And I've been at several big matchups against our division rivals, and we came out flat. So it's not really something new. And they better step it up and win. But what do people want him to do? Go out and start wrestling with Ben Johnson? I mean, that's not going to happen.
What do you want him to do, Ron?
Yes, exactly. So how do you want him to respond?
I want him bursting behind the scenes. I've noticed also on Packers.com, he started dropping F-bombs after Dan Campbell became the coach. I think that's fake. It looks fake. It's not Matt LaFleur. Do what you do, that you'll make your team. Hold your players responsible. If you're out running around half-ass, bench them. Or do something. Act like a little more like Vince Lombardi and less like Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell. And the only time I grew up in New York, but I moved here in 1982, and the only time I've been ashamed to be a Packers fan was when Charles Martin slammed Jim McMahon, and then that was inexcusable. I don't ever want to see the rivalry, that kind of thing. But yeah, I like a good rivalry. I lived in Chicago, and there's a lot of good people down there, but there's a lot of people that justify the term fibs, and I don't like to see them walking around my resort town with their Bears jackets as soon as they get above 500. And usually I'm like, we're going to kick your ass, and you'll probably be, putting that jacket back in the closet. But now they're still strolling around looking like big shots.
Wearing cheese graters.
Yes, so we got to keep those guys out for sure. Great call, Ron. We appreciate you, buddy. And happy birthday for when you turn the big 7-0. Because to me, this is the question, right? Because I think Ron hit on it. You don't want to be phony either, but you don't want to be bullied. So what's the answer for Matt LaFleur here? Ben Johnson has created this. They have won 3 out of their last 4 against the Packers. One of them was that regular season finale that wasn't really going to affect the Packers either way in the standings. And by the way, they did take the lead with under a minute left on a Brandon McManus field goal. So he would have been 12-0. Then they gave it back, and they lost on a game-winning kick at the end by Cairo Santos. 844-770-3776. We'll get to more of your calls coming up here. We are going to push JG down the road. We'll talk to him next week sometime about the Bucs. We will continue with this conversation. What do you want Matt LaFleur to do? Do you think he's been punked by Ben Johnson? Again, the guy was 11-0 against the Bears. And yeah, they've won the last 2, even if you can argue that they shouldn't have. So what do you want from Matt LaFleur on this front with Ben Johnson? We'll get to more of your calls. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. This is Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Tax refund season is here, but at Cunis, you don't need your tax refund to get a great ride. Right now, during the Cunis Keep Your Refund event, you don't have to spend your tax refund to drive something you'll love. Why? Because Cunis has added a huge selection of over 1,200 affordable pre-owned vehicles available right now across 3 Milwaukee area locations. That's Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, all makes and models, and all priced to fit your budget, so you can hang on to your refund for the things that matter most. Pay down bills, take a trip, start a project, spend your refund how you want. With over 1,200 affordable vehicles, chances are the perfect one is waiting for you without touching your tax refund. Shop Cunis Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet today. The Keep Your Refund event, only at Cunis. Start your search at cunismke.com.
NBA fans don't just watch the game, they live it. So stream like you're courtside with NBA League Pass, your ticket to all the action. Watch your favorite team shine and catch the league's brightest stars and rising stars at the same time with multi-view on your favorite devices. From the plays you can't believe to the most live games and the drama that comes with it. If it happens on the court, it's happening on NBA League Pass.
Only select out-of-market games available. Blackout restrictions apply. Additional charges and other conditions may apply. Visit NBA.com/subscriber agreement for full terms and conditions.
Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
It is okay for us to say Jordan Love is successfully following in the footsteps of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. That is a guy that I want.
On 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
If you are a Bears fan, I am especially curious about what you are feeling these days. But I really am curious, and I'm sure Jesse's gotten a bunch of text messages from Packers fans. Like, there is a group of fans that believe Matt LaFleur is soft and he's too pretty and all those things. And losing back-to-back games, including one that ended your season in the playoffs, does not go over well, losing to the Bears. I get it. I'm glad that the rivalry is back. Guilty as charged. But Bears fans are enjoying every moment of this, and I understand why that would be difficult for Packers fans. 844-770-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. Let's go to Josh in Kenosha, who is a Bears fan. Josh, good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. Good morning to you all. How are you?
We're great. I am eager for your insights.
So the first thing I will preface this with is the only thing I don't like about the Ben Johnson thing is how he specifically called out Matt LaFleur in the opening press conference. You want to take a shot at the Packers? Cool. It's a team thing. I don't know why the Matt LaFleur thing was so specific, because I don't think there's been anything Matt LaFleur has done to Ben Johnson specifically. However, love the locker room thing. F the Packers, great. Love it. Rivals should not like each other. The cheese grater thing, I love it. Let's have some moxie when you win some games. The Packers have been punching the Bears in the mouth for 35 years. Now that but the Bears have finally punched back, I don't know why Packer media and Packer fans are crying about it. That's a little confusing to me. As far as the douchiness goes, was it douchey when Aaron Rodgers did his discount double check and yelled, "I own you. I still own you"?
For us, it wasn't. No,
It was in my opinion. Yes.
No, Packer fans ate it up with a spoon. We loved it. And by the way, most Bears fans and former players were like, "Yeah,
he's not wrong.
He ain't wrong."
Right.
Exactly. So it's all about your perspective on what side of the fence you sit on. You guys might think the cheese grater hats are douchey, but we Bears fans don't. We didn't like the discount double check and being told we're owned, and the Bears owner's Aaron Rodgers.
And you should have.
That's part of the rivalry.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all fair. And to be honest, now that I think the Packer fans are a little scared because for 35 years, you have seen the Bears fumble at the quarterback position mightily. And now that we might actually have one who could be a franchise guy, I think that scares you because you don't know what to expect. But as far as the rivalry goes, it's like Pittsburgh-Baltimore. They don't like each other, but I do think there needs to be some respect with it. However, respect is earned. And I'm not entirely sure Matt LaFleur has earned the respect. And I'm not sure, but he hasn't done anything to have not earned it either. So it's in the middle. I think Matt LaFleur is a good coach. However, I do think I don't want to say soft, but I think he's confused as to what kind of coach he wants to be. Because his first 4 years, he had Aaron Rodgers, one of the most dominant personalities in the NFL.
Bears owner.
And I think he got overshadowed a little bit, if that makes sense.
A lot. Yeah, he definitely was overshadowed. Yep.
I would agree with everything you said. I'm curious, Josh, do you think most Bears fans agree or disagree with you, though, on the making it personal toward Matt LaFleur specifically thing? Because I think you're taking the high road there, and I don't get the sense. I think most Bears fans like that he went after LaFleur specifically.
I would agree with that. I think I'm in the minority of that, which is unfortunate because football in general is a team game, and to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever heard another coach in an opening presser go after another head coach.
That was odd.
To that degree specifically.
Yep.
So that's, like I said, that's the only part I don't like. If he wanted to take a shot at the Packers specifically,
sure,
great. Because he had a good success with Detroit. And then if you want to focus on, and Lovie Smith made this mistake too, specifically mentioning the Packers. Now, if you want to say, hey, we want to, focus on winning a division and beating our division opponents, because the easiest way to win your division is to beat your division opponents. Now, the Bears this year were 2-4 in the division, still miraculously won it. That doesn't happen often. And most teams will tell you that the easiest path to a division win is to be successful against your opponents in the division. Yep. So if you have if you want to take a shot at, hey, we want to focus on beating, the Lions, and which we didn't beat, and then the Vikings, and I would have loved for Ben Johnson to actually compliment Matt LaFleur the way he did Dan Campbell and Kevin O'Connell, because Matt LaFleur is a good coach, and I'm confused by Packer fans wanting to run him out of town when, to be quite honest, your GM is more of the problem.
Wow.
When I look at it.
I'll tell you what, Josh, we need Josh to fill in. Jason, you're taking all kinds of time off. Let's see if Josh is available.
Yeah, I got another gymnastics meet to go to. Yeah.
Josh, the one thing I would say, great call, and thanks for that call, Josh. The one thing I would say about Josh's comments there with how the Bears are acting and everything else and comparing it to Rodgers and Big Cat text this, so I'm not saying this is a unique thought from me, but I totally agree with it. Lot of success happened before Rodgers threw up that belt on him. He didn't do it as a rookie.
Right.
He didn't do it in 2010 after, in the championship game. He did it about 15 years in, and a lot of wins and a lot of throttlings and a lot of gut punches. And that's over an extended period of time. This isn't now. Who's the big one-hit wonder gal? She got that great one hit.
Natalie Imbruglia?
No, I thought it was in your era, so I thought I'll look it up. But that one-hit wonder, right now the Bears are a one-hit wonder. That's where they're at. It's one season. Ben Johnson, hey, kudos to you. But
Natasha Bedingfield?
I'm not getting all Debbie Gibson, maybe is what I'm thinking of. I'm not getting all up in my vibes. I want to establish that mindset. But he's throwing a lot of stuff out there. His blank better be ready to back it up, because what you do when you do the things he's done is you stir up a hornet's nest. You know what happens when you stir up hornet's nests?
You get stung.
That's what we hope.
We will get to a few of your text messages on this subject.
Maybe
before
that's
we
what LaFleur could do. He could have like a little pocket full of hornets, and instead of shaking hands, he just throws hornets in his face.
Speaking of one-hit wonders, what was it? Who sang Pocket Full of Kryptonite? Those guys were one-hit wonders, too. Spin Doctors. Dexy's Midnight Runners. A lot of one-hit wonders. We are not, as we're coming up on our 10th anniversary, we're not one-hit wonders. We do have an 11 o'clock hour to get to, which will include trivia and a few of your texts on this subject. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is teeing up the third tournament of the season with another can't-miss event and $1,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Olson, inviting you to a two-man scramble at the iconic TPC Scottsdale, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious state-of-the-art simulator. Sign up now at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and teams must get their round in by February 28th. Your chance to take on TPC Scottsdale starts today at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
People say buying a home in winter is tough.
But fewer buyers means less competition, and motivated sellers can mean better opportunities.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. When the perfect home appears, our team at Tony Wendorf & Associates helps you move fast, even during the snow.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service by simply searching online Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. Go to the carbless text portion of the carbless talk and text line. Lists is more. For more of your texts on this. I was hoping we would talk a little bit, and maybe we can do this. These guys aren't going anywhere just yet. But we spent some time on Rashawn Gary yesterday, and I wrote about Elton Jenkins and Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs and a little bit of Josh Jacobs as well, and what Brian Gutekunst had to say about him. But we can get to that next week.
Is the Josh Jacobs a lot different than the Aaron Jones conversation from a couple of years ago?
No, I don't think it is. The same
if
word
you were going
was...
to bet money with Homer on $100, how much would you bet that Josh Jacobs is on the team? No odds, because that doesn't make any sense, which is still mind-blowingly dumb. But where are we at?
$81.50.
Oh, so you're an 80-20 guy. You're thinking he's lock stock coming back.
I mean, again, the question that was posed to Brian Gutekunst at the NFL Scouting Combine was this: is Josh Jacobs going to be your RB1 next season? And he said, yeah, absolutely. The question that was posed to Gutey 2 years ago, before he moved on from Aaron Jones, was, do you expect Aaron Jones to be back this next season? And he said, yeah, absolutely. Now, again, I love to parse words. It still was deceiving based on the way he then handled things with Aaron Jones. So did he technically say he would he did not utter the words, Aaron Jones will absolutely be back with the Packers next year. That was not what he said. But in this instance, the question again was, will Josh Jacobs be your number one running back this season? And he said, yeah, absolutely. So take that for what it's worth.
And then he also said, Josh is a very important part of what we do or something
right, but that's also essentially what he said about Aaron Jones, to Tausch's point. Because the rest of that quote about Aaron Jones is almost the exact same thing.
Did Josh Jacobs win the Chamber of Commerce Award?
I don't know how much he does in the community. I know in the locker room he would win the Leadership Award.
No, it's always it's a really good indicator. You know how you get stock and stock prices, and there's indicators and there's trends.
Sort of.
Always beware. Well, you need to sign up with Annex Wealth Management, Jason.
I know. I'd learn more that way.
Whoever gets that Chamber of Commerce Award, especially if they're older players, it's always a good tip, good indicator that time is coming to an end.
So I actually, when I wrote this story at the beginning of the month, with this, which Tausch is right, this month has flown by. I wrote it without saying who Gutey was talking about. Here was the quote. Yeah, absolutely. We're still putting all those things together as far as how we're going to move forward. But he was such a difference maker when he was out there this year. The way our offense was able to move, he changed a lot of the way we operated when he was in there and when he was healthy.
I would bet Christian Watson.
I think for us, it's finding a way to keep him out there and keep him healthy. Not only on the field, and you guys know this, you guys have been around here, he's such an influential leader in our locker room. He just really is the heartbeat of our team. That's certainly the anticipation that he'll be back. That is the full quote from Brian Gutekunst.
Rashawn Gary.
About Aaron Jones mere days before he released him.
Yeah. That sounded Christian Watson-y to me until right at the end, which is a good sign.
So that's what he said about Aaron Jones and then moved on from him. If you are curious what Gutey said in the at the downtown hotel where he held court with Wisconsin reporters at the Combine, again, he was asked, will Josh Jacobs be your number one running back this year? Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Josh played really well for us last year. He's a major part of our football team, very durable, tough. Yeah, he's a very important cog in what we're trying to do here. Not that different.
Very similar.
We'll
very
see.
Similar. Yeah, I don't believe that he's going to get rid of Jacobs.
I don't either.
But I'm not going to be shocked if he does.
Okay, fair.
I'm not going as high as 80 like you. On the
that's probably in fairness,
the stupid betting system. Yeah,
you have made your position on Homer's concept.
Sometimes
very
people
clear.
say you're a little vague on things. I want to make sure I'm crystal blanking clear.
You have undeniably been exactly that.
You gonna see Homer today? There, you talk things out with him.
If I do, I love Homer. But no, I doubt I'll see him.
I don't know if I've ever seen you two in the same place with each other.
I don't think when I do, he yells at me and he cusses me out via text message.
So Jesse has made the command decision that he and Tausch will play double trivia tomorrow.
We're playing. We have not played Name That Tune yet this week, so we better be playing tomorrow. Once a week is the expectation now that we play Name That Tune.
Because our ungendered ChatGPT friend told us how good it was.
Play Name That Tune.
Well, and I won't be here, so it'll be just like the same as when we played the last time.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's actually a good line.
Yeah, that was.
Associated Bank has the best customer service in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it, and I'm told by sources close to the program that there have been some very fun and exciting upgrades with the Brewers checking accounts. So we will have more information on that soon. But if you have been considering making the switch and you're a Brewers fan, I don't know if it's as cool as my old school Brewers hat that I love with the M on it, which is not Michigan. This is the hat that Robin Yount would have worn as a rookie.
Michigan. It really looks like Michigan.
Do I have to pull out Robin Yount pictures now to show you that this is what it looks like? I think I have some. I'll find them. But the bottom line is, whether you're a Brewers fan, a Badgers fan, a Packers fan, or just a fan of great customer service, Associated Bank has you covered. It's not branches that make a bank local. It's roots, and they are rooted in Wisconsin and right here in Green Bay. So go to AssociatedBank.com and make the switch today like I did a decade ago. We will get to your thoughts on the Matt LaFleur thing in the text messages of the Carbless Talking text line next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
What's up, everybody? March 27th, go get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be me, Finesse Antetokounmpo, my co-host, Tony C, and Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. It's going to be nice. It's going to be dope. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be an experience, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's basically a party/podcast.
Yeah, we're throwing a party at the Riverside March 27th, TALiveshow.com. Who's the guest again? Can I get a woo? Woo! With Ric Flair. Can't wait.
See you guys.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
He is coaching for his job in 2026. When you're up against it, when you're backed into a corner, do you want to entrust a guy that has publicly said that he doesn't trust that the coaching staff is putting him in the best situations to be successful? If you were doing a job and you had to do it at a high level, otherwise you would get fired, do you want somebody that has publicly said they can't trust you? Probably not. Why would you want to have A.J. Brown on this team At every turn, you have to worry about this guy going on a Twitch stream or going on social media or saying something that is critical of how you're operating the team and putting it out there in the public sphere. You wouldn't want to do that. You don't want people that are supposed to be helping you to do the job second-guessing your leadership.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Jetsy, I've got great news for you. So you're going to play double trivia tomorrow. We haven't really covered any of the topics that you had planned for today because we had the late night in Eugene, and then we had the urinal cakes and the incredible story of Jesse being a frat boy.
And now by the way, we don't like it when you call it a frat. That's there's a saying that goes with that is not.
What is the saying?
I can't say that saying around here.
Well, what's wrong?
Well, can you say it and then beep out what you were going to say?
No.
I've never heard. I wasn't in a fraternity.
I'll tell you off air, and hopefully it doesn't go over the stream.
Something tells me there ain't anybody that's saying, "Oh, that Jesse's such a frat guy." Nobody has ever said that to you.
No,
Frat boy Slim.
There was a time where we always do with interns. There's these get to know you questions about everybody in the office, and you have to do a little scavenger hunt to go figure out whose fun fact it is for everybody.
Okay.
And at one point, I was the only person in our office who had been in a fraternity, and I was probably the last person you would expect in the office to have been in a fraternity. So that's that. Fooled people.
All to play softball. What a world.
How was that fraternity softball
not
team?
Good.
How
good
was your softball team?
We were
It would have
not
been good if you're going to go through all that hazing and everything to become a softball player.
I was the pitcher.
Okay, that tells me everything I need to know.
Bowling skills transfer very well to softball pitching.
Do you throw a high archer? Were you a high archer?
You can. The key to
this was slow pitch?
Yeah, slow pitch softball. The key to being a good slow pitch softball pitcher is
big arc.
You want to mix it up, though. You can't just put lollipops in there every time.
Throw some knucklers.
Yeah,
you got to throw a knuckler.
Junker ball.
Got to keep them from timing it up. Yeah.
KY ball hit towards short. All right, what do you got on the text portion of the Carbless Talking text line on our Packers-Bears rivalry discussion and being punked?
Yeah, we got a few good ones here. Matt in Superior starts at LaFleur needs to continue to be himself and avoid the noise. Put in the work and shut them up on the field. Beat the Bears and win the division.
Yeah,
amen, Matt.
First off, thank you for Jesse. When are you going up to Superior for that WIAC game?
Superior not in the WIAC.
That's a bummer. I love.
Oh, we've got where you're going to be for the women's championship, though.
Oshkosh Friday night. Oshkosh, big
Indeed,
one.
Brad.
Yeah.
Brad
Jason
and his
will
team.
be there. I can tell you that. He is Mr. Oshkosh women's basketball.
The invite is out for Jason to join the broadcast.
Why doesn't he do color? Yeah. He is Mr. Oshkosh women's basketball.
The old Wilde and Jesse cast.
I'll tune into that. That'll be fantastic.
Good luck to Brad Fisher and his team.
Matt Superior, 100% agree with you, but you can do both. You can do both. All right, continue.
So do you want another text? Jason was a little choked up there. Do you want another text?
I missed it. Jason is not coming to the Oshkosh and helping you out, or he is? I couldn't tell.
Other obligations.
Yeah. Next text.
All right, next up, Justin in Jacksonville. I want LaFleur to run the score up on the Bears. I'm talking
with him on that.
50 points, goes for 2.
I want him to beal him with this bad boy. I couldn't agree more.
When asked about it, LaFleur says, I went for 2 because I couldn't go for 3. Justin in Jacksonville.
And that is Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is not going to punch a guy in the mouth. But I could see Matt LaFleur running a score up and then having a little snarky, fun comment. Yeah. I'm all in on Justin's deal. Jason, are you in on
yes.
what Justin is saying?
1,000%. And also, he would also be able to justify it by saying, hey, look what these guys did to us in the playoff game. I wasn't taking any chances.
I don't blame him.
I want to make sure that we leave no doubt. We're not going to forget that game. We haven't forgotten that game. Mm-hmm. So if Ben Johnson feels like we ran up the score, beating them 51-14, I don't know what to tell him. We just didn't. We get it. We understand. Yep. Mm-hmm. I love that text, Justin. Yeah. Well played, sir.
Similar one here from 414, unidentified. Make sure you give us your name and where you text. It's his first one, his or her first one.
It's long, too.
I want Matt LaFleur and the Packers to go out opening weekend and beat the hell out of those blanking Hammond Bears by about 4 touchdowns. When you're ahead and don't take a knee, keep throwing bombs and running trick plays, and at game's end, LaFleur should walk over with a big old smile and extend his hand for a shake and let the other coach decide how big of a blank he wants to be.
Oh, snap.
414 on the text line.
Yeah.
I'm on board with all of it. Right now, legitimately, without doing something criminal, I'm fine with whatever Matt LaFleur, whatever his approach is. If we can go and smoke the Chicago Bears, I'm fine with however he wants to approach it, as long as it's something snarky.
So, Tausch, having been in the arena as you were, speaking of which, the Tommy Harris story that I was talking about earlier, if you missed it, you can rewind on YouTube or find it in the podcast about him holding Rodgers up and basically preventing him from suffering a major knee injury. That was in 2009, so that was when you were playing late in the year. And Tommy Harris got fined $5,000 for the play for hitting Rodgers low, but also protecting him. And Rodgers, I knew he talked about this afterward.
He got fined for protecting him?
He got fined for the low hit, even though he protected him.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, that's not very nice.
Well, Ben Johnson might have fined him for protecting the opposing quarterback. But Rodgers even thanked him publicly and said that it could have been
I
really bad.
I felt like there was enough vitriol, but enough respect.
Right.
A lot of respect, again, especially with the Lovie Smith group, for sure.
And there was that, we've had Brian Urlacher on the show a few times. You guys have a relationship. There was a respect there, and you guys still wanted to beat the hell out of each other, right? Is that not realistic now? Can we not do that?
Isn't what realistic?
To have that kind of a rivalry.
The coach has really spurred this thing on, and I think the players got sick and tired of hearing about how the Packers own them. And, I think there's also part of, that's the past, man. This isn't the Aaron Rodgers group anymore. It's a new era, and they're trying to establish themselves. That's what they're doing. And Ben Johnson in his first year did a pretty dang good job of doing it. Now it's up to Green Bay if we're going to sit back and kind of let this thing fester, if we're going to put out their torch and say, nah, thanks, Debbie, but we're good.
We got one more text for us here. This one's from TJ on the road. Answer is, Matt LaFleur needs to kick the players in the teeth until they start playing like Packers should play.
No, I don't think you can kick him in the teeth, but I do think there's
style.
something to be said about making sure everybody knows what they're in for. And I don't think that was the case in the playoff game. I think that the Packers, obviously playoff games intensities rise anyways. But I do think over the course of both games, one at Lambeau and then the one at Soldier Field where we muffed a onside kick or we win that game, I do think there was more on from an emotional standpoint, and I think it actually hurt Chicago in the first game with some stupid penalties early. But they were able to kind of hone that in and play with more of an edge than maybe what we did. And I know you could say, well, I don't know if that's true. The results are Green Bay played better, but they didn't find ways to win because the Bears believed that they could find a way to get back. And I'm guessing the same quotes that Dan Campbell used, I'm assuming Ben Johnson used, just hang in there, continue to fight, drag them out to deep water. And in those cases, unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers couldn't get back to shore. The Bears did.
I would like to take a moment to apologize to the Natasha Bedingfield fans that are in the YouTube comments discussing whether she qualifies as a one-hit wonder or not. I was just trying to come up with singers that Tausch would know.
Isn't Debbie Gibson known for being a one-hit wonder?
I don't...
What's her song?
The Take On Me. That's the one that I always heard. Is
the band that I think of as a one-hit wonder is a band called Dexy's Midnight Runners that sang "Come On Eileen."
Oh, that's a good song.
Yeah,
like
but
that
that's
song.
the only hit they had.
What about Debbie Gibson? What song did she sing?
Debbie Gibson was a pop singer in the early '90s, and now I believe she goes by Deborah Gibson. But she had, what the heck was the song that was the popular song? Now I'm forgetting it. But
and Milli Vanilli had, but I think they had 2 hits. I don't think they just had the 1 hit.
Right, and they were also not the actual people singing the song. In my dreams.
I wonder if that's going to be in Name That Tune tomorrow.
You can only hope. Who are you going to play against?
I don't know. Maybe a fan?
I can name that tune in 8 notes.
Google AI says Debbie Gibson is not a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I don't think she is either.
Well, I'm trying to think. There's somebody out there that is known, and she is a gal.
Shake your love.
A one-hit wonder. She is the queen of the one-hit wonder. And I thought it was Debbie. I apologize to Debbie and her family. She sounds like she's put together a heck of a resume. So I don't know who that is. Maybe somebody can help.
Tony Basil for, "Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey." No? That's not the one you were thinking of?
It's a good tune. No, it's not what I was thinking of, though.
Okay, I will continue to work on that while we get ready for Whoa Nelly. I don't want to take away valuable time from Whoa Nelly, and that is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zim.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And from now through March 8th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock t-shirts and polos with the code SPRING40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
At Ewald Automotive Group, we believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of lower payments. That's why we're giving you $1,500 over book value for your trade. Get into a new vehicle with payments starting under $250 a month. Over 1,400 vehicles backed by our low price guarantee. $1,500 more for your trade. Payments starting under $250. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of lower payments. Based on Kelley Blue Book Fair Trade Value. Applies to 2013 or newer model years. Payment offer on select vehicles with approved credit expires month end.
At Saturn Lounge, we know. If your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform. Your storytelling would inspire. Your campaigns would deliver leads that become sales. You wouldn't need a report to tell you. Visit SaturnLounge.com today. When marketing works, it shows.
This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is sharing the love with $300 off during our Valentine's sale. Now through February 28th only. It's the perfect time to fall in love with the result-getting Milwaukee Weight Loss program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. Whether you want to look great for Valentine's Day, an upcoming event, or just for you, you can start losing those unwanted pounds right now. No more losing weight and gaining it back. This program helps you keep the weight off for good. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Homer here. I've already lost 10 pounds since I started the journey. Now it's your time to show yourself some love with $300 off. Hurry. This Valentine's sale ends February 28th. Patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. Call 262-235-3980 now for your free consultation or MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. And Wisconsin beer fans, the wait is almost over. Yuengling bottles and cans will be available starting March 3rd. That's right, America's oldest brewery will officially arrive in Wisconsin for the very first time. And we're celebrating big. Join us Tuesday, March 3rd from 3 to 5 at both Discount Liquor locations for a special in-store Yuengling sampling event. Be among the first in the state to raise a glass, taste this iconic beer, and see why fans across the country have loved Yuengling for generations. At Discount Liquor, we stock over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, spirits, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town. We're your one-stop shop for every occasion. Visit us in Milwaukee at 51st in Oklahoma or downtown Waukesha at Barstow in Maine. And don't miss our Yuengling in-store sampling event, Tuesday, March 3rd. Discount Liquor, where selection meets savings.
Discount Liquor.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I so want to steal away Whoa Nelly with this list of the 30 greatest one-hit wonder songs. But I'll let you guys play those when you play Name That Tune tomorrow.
I got a lot of practicing to do. We're going to be doing one-hit wonders tomorrow, especially ones I've never heard of.
I can send you this list. You're a talented cat. You got this.
Can we play it? This is a fun game when this happens. Can you guess what Tausch is thinking? Because now I've got, Ann in Madison is called in. She's on hold. We've got a bunch of texts and YouTube comments trying to help Tausch remember the song and the artist he's trying to think of. So should we play it?
That's what I spent the last 5 minutes trying to do, too.
I think Ann might have it. Can we go to Ann?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Ann, what do you think the song is that Tausch is thinking of?
I'm thinking it's Tiffany, I Think We're Alone Now, from the late 80s.
I think we're alone now. Yeah. I think you're right, Ann.
That's it? You said you think she's right. Is that what you were thinking about or not?
Well, there's something about a Gibson that just keeps pounding in my head, but it was a woman's name, I knew it was female. So that's why Tiffany, it's starting to all come together, and that song is obviously a big hit. So unless somebody comes up with something Gibson adjacent, I think Ann is correct. But the only reservation I have is it feels to me like there's something Gibson.
I think
involved.
they were. I think Tiffany and Deborah Gibson were contemporaries.
It could be. I just know there's something Gibson related, and that's what's throwing me off.
The other female names that are on this SiriusXM list of the best one-hit wonders, a lot of bands.
Are we done with Ann? Can I let Ann go?
Yeah, thank you,
Ann. No, you don't have to let Ann go. Just a second. I wasn't done yet. I'm going to go back to her. Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine.
Nope, that's not it.
Okay, that was one of them. That was on the list.
Good song, though.
I mentioned Tony Basil with Mickey.
It's definitely not Tony Basil.
Eileen is a female name, but it's a band that sang "Come On, Eileen."
Great song.
Unless you know an Eileen Gibson, maybe that's the connection.
Maybe.
Other than that, I don't see a whole lot of other. Rock Me Amadeus by Falco. I had forgotten about that one.
But that is not what I was thinking of.
Eddie Grant's Electric Avenue. And if you were to choose your favorites, not to try and help Tausch remember Tiffany Gibson, but rather your own, what is your favorite one-hit wonder song?
Is Pina Colada song a one-hit wonder?
Ooh, if you like pina coladas, getting caught in the rain. That's an older school one. Tausch doesn't seem to be into that one.
I love the song. I didn't know if that was a one-hit wonder or not. That's one of my weaknesses. I don't know a ton of band core. I have a hole in my trivia game when it comes to that. I can sing anything, mostly incorrectly with the lyrics, but I know the gist of what we're doing.
Rupert Holmes was your pina colada singer guy.
I'd say that counts.
I'm not familiar with any of his other hits, so I'll take that one. Thanks, Ann. Thanks for helping us out.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.
Jesse, what else have you been getting in the one-hit wonder realm?
A lot of people were texting in with the same one that Ann just pointed out. So
that's
Tiffany.
what I think it is. Yeah, unless somebody has Gibson. Unless there's something Gibson that just pops into my face.
Some of the other ones. Lou Bega, Mamba No. 5.
Nope.
What's Up by Four Non Blondes.
Nope. Four Non Blondes had more than one hit.
Adam and Madison says.
I disagree.
Nina, 99 Luftballons. 99 Luftballons go by. Devo, Whip It. They're on the list.
Whip It real good.
Indeed. A Flock of Seagulls, I Ran. And I ran so far away.
Love that song. Okay.
I'm being yelled at by a cat. I better stop singing. Jesse, time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
God, this is such a fun list.
Enough of this nonsense. Let's talk some football around here, huh?
So, Jesse, we didn't ask you. What do you want? Like, did you think Ben Johnson punked Matt LaFleur?
I think Ben Johnson has crossed the line in the rivalry. I think it's fine when there's the respect like Tomlin and Harbaugh had with the Steelers-Ravens rivalry for so long, where it's evenly matched. And it just feels early that it's been 1 year that the Bears have won a couple of ridiculous games, and the way he started the press conference and all that stuff. Like, I understand you're trying to strum up some excitement from your fan base. You want the mission to be taking down the Green Bay Packers, but they're doing it, which is annoying on our end, that it's been successful for them and now they all get to gloat about it. It does feel like it's a little childish, little brother-ish. Where, like, oh, we beat the way that they're handling.
How do you know what a little brother is like?
Well, in a fraternity, brotherhood.
Oh, sure,
okay. Jason.
Sure.
It
So
just feels
did he
little
get punked
brother
or not.
LaFleur hasn't had a response that I've enjoyed yet.
Whoa,
so I would say I would say yes.
Whoa, Nelly!
He's been pumped because he hasn't.
Whoa, Nelly!
He hasn't responded yet. And LaFleur needs a good response. That's his offseason assignment.
What is Whoa, Nelly? Does Whoa, Nelly not stop the conversation?
Nelly!
You asked the question.
Yeah, but you didn't answer it. You're filibustering, so I said the hell with it. Let's just move along.
Fair.
Are you going to go to bed early tonight?
No, it ain't about me. You guys.
Whoa, Nelly!
I've been told by folks, ask interesting questions and then let's get answers and move. Let's not sit there and filibuster. AI tells us don't filibuster. You're too loop-de-loody. And then you loop-de-loody. And when you loop-de-loody in Whoa Nelly, you Whoa Nelly, and Whoa Nelly doesn't mean anything? What are we doing, Nelly?
Arizona Cardinals general manager Monty Ossenfort.
Whoa Nelly!
Whoa Nelly!
Oh, it works. Okay, I just wanted to make sure it worked.
I really want to ask you about Kyler
So
Murray.
are we not doing Monty?
I'm going to veto my own Whoa Nelly, which is rare.
Whoa Nelly!
Arizona Cardinals general manager Monty Ossenfort
I really
said
want to jump in with another Whoa Nelly
he
here, but
talked
I'm not going
with
to.
Kyler Murray about discussing how last season unfolded, but someone else is saying
he was
that
too busy playing video
Kyler
games.
Murray said that conversation has never taken place.
Ooh,
somebody's lying
mystery.
in Arizona.
I think it maybe was on that Call of Duty and they were on their headsets when they were talking.
What's Mike LaFleur going to do with Kyler Murray?
He gone.
And do you think Kyler Murray's future could look like Malik Willis or Sam Darnold or any of the quarterbacks who it didn't work out for in stop 1, but it could work out in stop 2, 3, or 4?
No. I think he can go and win some games and be a nice player, but no, I don't think he's going to lead. And I don't think we know what Malik Willis is going to look like yet.
We don't. You're right about that. So you don't see Kyler Murray, if he has a year or two as a backup somewhere, being able to rebuild himself?
You're
just a doubter on him?
He ain't going to go be a backup anywhere. He's either going to be a starter or he's not going to play.
Just be out of the league?
I don't envision him going. He would wait for an opportunity with someone getting injured to go in and step in. I don't think he is going to go sign up willingly to go be a backup anywhere right now. No, I don't see that happening.
What about Tua? You see him in the same vein?
I think he wants to be in that same vein. Tua's not going to have the opportunities that I think Kyler might have.
Huh. Okay. I don't have as high of opinion of Kyler Murray as you seem to think Kyler Murray has of himself.
No, I have a very poor opinion of Tua.
Right. I don't.
Do you?
I do. That's why I was saying what I was saying. I will be curious if he finds a team that says, we're signing you to be our starter upon his release from the Cardinals. I think there's a lot of bad.
Jets? Why wouldn't the Jets do that?
Yeah, they've tried pretty much everything, right? They've tried Aaron Rodgers. They've tried everything. And the irony that the fact that the guy that they drafted that would see ghosts and whose career was...
I actually think the Falcons should entertain bringing Kyler Murray in as Michael Penix is recovering from his injury.
Yeah? I am on the same team as you when it comes to Kyler Murray. I am a doubter, a huge doubter. And I don't think he's going to be better with whoever he signs with. And maybe I'll be wrong, and he'll surprise everyone. But
no, I think he is going to be a very average, inconsistent quarterback because that's what he's been. He's had moments of brilliance.
Yeah.
But over the course of a season, he has been incredibly average and inconsistent.
And there are certainly questions about his work ethic that the Cardinals have half-heartedly tried to deny.
And this is why I am totally on board with quarterbacks and players uber protecting of their image, because when stuff like that happens and then a story gets legs, like the Call of Duty, not watching film, that doesn't go away.
It doesn't.
That's the old newspaper. We're going to report this, and then even if it's wrong, we'll put a small little retraction in the bottom of Section 16D.
Do we know that it was wrong, though?
No, I don't know if it was wrong, but I'm saying you just said the organization tried to cover it back up.
Right.
But you don't put
not very convincing.
You don't put a rider in a contract stating the person needs to do a certain thing if it wasn't an issue.
Correct.
Can I ask you a follow-up?
Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly.
No, I'm gonna rescind my whoa, Nelly.
Okay. Kyler Murray or J.J. McCarthy on the Minnesota Vikings, who's more of a threat to the Packers?
Aaron Rodgers.
That's not an option.
No, it's Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Whoa, Nelly.
Noted. I would agree. Speaking of my piano, because Tausch wants me to play again tomorrow, I finally...
Side by side.
I don't understand. We have a monster hit last week. Everybody loves it except for Jason, who didn't want to play.
I loved it too, and I loved how irritated it made you. On top of it,
time. You're pushing the envelope, trying to think that I'd forget about it. Tomorrow's a perfect day to do this. We just got to figure out who I'm playing against.
I finally got it all set up at home last night. New stand and keyboard and everything.
And you don't want to take it out and take it to the office now?
I started playing it, and Becca came down. She kind of laid down with the dog on the bed while I was playing.
To where your silent mouse
available
was?
to play against me tomorrow?
No, she works
Why not?
for a living.
I know, but she could take 15 minutes.
No, she can't.
Why? She doesn't get 15 minutes off.
She has a job, but she
doesn't get 15 minutes off.
She can't just at your beck and call say, "Hey, I gotta take 15 minutes."
We'll accommodate her with the show. If she can get off at 10:45, we'll do it at 10:45.
I have a point to make here, if I may.
Okay. Hey, you know what makes the story interesting? Have a beginning.
Tausch not interrupting it. She fell asleep while I was playing. Is that a compliment?
Yeah,
or is
soothing.
that
what song were you playing?
I just
something from Debbie Gibson.
I was just kind of diddling around,
Tiffany.
playing a bunch of different songs, some of the ones that I know from my wheelhouse, and she fell asleep at like 7:45, and I wasn't sure if I should be insulted by that or if it was a compliment that I was doing a nice enough job where she was relaxed and falling asleep to it.
I would say it's not like falling asleep at an NFL football game.
So she's unavailable to play tomorrow. Sorry to
But you didn't even
disappoint you.
ask. At least fake it and ask.
I know what her schedule is. She's not available to join the show.
She doesn't get a 15-minute coffee break? Really?
Hey,
you take breaks on breaks.
Hey, what's your wife doing tomorrow? Tell her to carve out 15 minutes to come
My
play.
wife has been a huge contributor to the show. This is your baby.
Mine.
I would love for your wife to join us. It'd be
And
fun.
I'm saying she's not available.
All right. You know what? I will provide someone for tomorrow's show.
I don't even want to do this on tomorrow's show.
Well, it's happening, and since you're calling out my family and their dedication to this show, which is absurd.
Wait a minute.
Because our family is all in. We write trivia questions. Sarah is a huge part of coming up with things. We will provide someone to help this show tomorrow. Period. And I'm not going to complain. We don't get breaks. We don't do this. We're going to solve a problem. And we don't appreciate, I'm going to speak for my family, we don't appreciate the blasphemy you two just threw at us.
No one's blasphemizing anyone.
Well, why don't you have Sarah do it?
You're trying to sign...
All right, well, we will. How's that?
The double standard here is outrageous.
My brothers are writing stuff. Wilde's blasphemizing them all over the place. They're helping out. They're writing haikus. They're moving videos. They're doing songs. And then you have the audacity? Oh, man. Boy, you got me. You're lucky it's the end of the show. You got me all riled up.
If only it was 2025 and we could go check the tape, I think you might hear it a little differently on a second listen what I was asking you about your family's contributions to the program.
Sarah do it. That was your exact quote. Jason, was that not his quote?
Because you're trying to sign
that
to do
that
it.
That was not his quote. His quote was, "What is Sarah doing tomorrow?" It was not, "What have you had Sarah doing
was
for
that
the show?"
Not insinuating, well, why don't you just have
not
Sarah
at
do
all.
it?
You're saying
you're scheduling his wife's time.
I'll tell you what. You two keep teaming up.
No, we're not.
We're in the right here. We're not teaming up. We're trying to help you.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Just if I may deliver an important announcement. Everyone on this program acknowledges Sarah's enormous contributions to the show
and the rest of the Tauscher family
and her value.
Certainly
No, I'm
didn't
just
feel
talking about
like
Sarah right now.
I'm speaking for them. It doesn't feel like it.
Dude, half of the year you wouldn't be on our air without Sarah. We know how important she is.
4 out of 5 days a week, roughly.
We also know that your brothers are the brains behind most of the most creative things you do.
Years of content.
So we understand how important they are.
Some years better than others.
Hey, Rich Eisen called. He said go to break.
Oh, my fraternity brother.
We'll wrap the show, thankfully, next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Parents can expect to use 2,500 to 3,000 diapers in a baby's first year. The Milwaukee Diaper Mission has distributed over 1.4 million diapers and other supplies for families just last year alone. This is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. Join me for WTMJ Cares, Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. You can be part of it. Text BABY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, to support our WTMJ Cares effort.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. Over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is express entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show, presented by Old Fashioned Golf, is back at the Mosh Performance Center in Franklin, March 13th through the 15th. The show has been reimagined with a simple goal: turn it into Wisconsin's ultimate golf party. That's why Vibes Golf Club, a group of golf-loving former Badger football players, including Melvin Gordon, will be at the show all 3 days. Plus, Bridgestone will be doing some ball fittings, and Carl's Place will be powering Simulator Alley. To learn more, log on to GreaterMilwaukeeGolfShow.com.
Hack yeah! It's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for my friends at Robert Hack Diamonds. Listen, when it came to buying an engagement ring for my now fiance, I had no idea what I was doing, which is why I went to the team at Robert Hack. I heard her say words like radiant cut and solitaire, but to be real honest, I didn't really know what that meant. So I wrote it down, I brought it to the team at Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield, and they knocked it out of the park. It's true, if you've never been through this process before, the team at Robert Hack are absolute experts. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, one in Greenfield, Brookfield South, and Brookfield North. If you're looking to take the next step like I did, and your girlfriend maybe is posting things on her Pinterest page or is showing you pictures, bring it into Robert Hack. They'll do their best to duplicate a dream ring for her, just like they did for my fiance. Moral of the story, if you were like me and you want to start, you just don't really know where, the answer's clear. Visit one of the 3 Robert Hack locations in the Milwaukee area. Just like me, at the end, you'll say, "Hack yeah," with Robert Hack Diamonds. And RobertHackDiamonds.com, that's RobertHackDiamonds.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a call.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at Bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Well, look at that. We're out of time. Our apologies to Debbie Gibson for depicting her as a one-hit wonder, and to all of Tausch's family members whose accomplishments on this show were allegedly, but not undersold. We look forward to Becca joining Tausch and Jesse tomorrow.
Oh, what's Sarah doing?
For
the cover-up.
Name that
the
tune.
The cover-up is always worse than the crime, boys.
I never
Thank
should have
you,
brought
Rich
that piano
Eisen.
in.
Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, and you... $2.3 million. A recent